Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics.
How's your comic book collection, Brody?
Oh, it's going good, but I've been...
It's retweets and it's, oh no, are we, oh, I gotta, why are you not showing up now? You were showing up in the before times. That's very odd. One second, everybody. We can hear you. We can hear you perfect. I know, even though you and I did the thing where we were like, let's go.
We literally just fixed this.
We were like, we're going to get a separate link. We're going to make sure this is all going off fine. At least we can hear you now. That's the good news. But let's see. Grab this. Copy link. Edit that. Do. Is he here? Let's go. There he is. Hey,
there I am.
We're in.
We're here. We're doing the thing.
We're doing the thing. How's it going, Andrew?
Now you're muted.
Oh, now I'm muted. Oh man, we're going all over the place.
This is, you know, it's been a week, I guess. This is what we're doing.
But okay, I think we're good. I think I'm here. I think everybody can hear us. How are you doing? What's going on, Andrew? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Foil Variant.
Yeah, welcome, guys. I know we started a little late. That's kind of my fault. I was doing a lot of chatting. But I guess that makes it both of our fault.
Yeah.
But
I could have been the mature host and been, oh, we have a schedule to keep, but I wanted to talk to you as well. So
you're definitely not the mature host, and considering
Exactly.
I'm not either, that just kind of is a recipe for disaster. But yeah, I'm good. This week was actually a good week for comics. It's been a good last 2 weeks for comics. I admittedly still have 2 books to catch up on from last week. They were at the last of my pile. I still need to read Venom, Black, White, and Blood.
I do too, yeah.
Which, like, the second day, and I didn't even know it was a thing until like that Monday, I think. So last Monday when I went on to Marvel's website, because, you know, I can't just use one single location and source now to check all of my comics, which is stupid and annoying.
So annoying.
But I saw that and I was like, oh, there was like no information on it just about. And I was like, is this like kind of like the Peter Back in Black like anthology thing that we had earlier this year? I'm like,
and it is.
If so, that's rad, because we really liked that book, right? It was just kind of like there were some stories that were better than others, but overall it was just like solid, and it was cool. And I was like, all right, I'm here for that. So I grabbed that, and I still haven't read Witchblade, which is supposedly like a big deal issue because it's the finale to the second arc.
Yeah. And didn't they?
And it also is supposed to tease
or whatever. Like
so,
you and I were just talking, and you were like, "Look at this," and I was like, "Why are they doing that?" And you were like, "Oh, it's the end of the first arc or whatever." What was that?
Yeah. What was it? Oh, so for issue 14, there's a bunch of extra variants than there normally are. Usually there's like one, maybe 2 variants, and my shop is really cool. And unless it's like an incentive variant, so like a Virgin cover or something like that, they automatically toss all of the Witchblade covers into my box because they know that I'm gonna buy them all. So yeah, for issue 14, I guess there's gonna be a bunch of extra variants, and I actually on Golden Apple Comics have, for both 14 and 15, have those Virgin incentive variants in my cart right now because they look really good. They're pricey. Yeah, that one has a Virgin variant.
Sozo Makia, man, I love her stuff.
That is gorgeous, and I'm like, man, the Virgin variant's like $40, but it's beautiful. I want it so bad.
$40 is better than $90, which is like
better than $90 without being even foil. Looking at you, Immortal Thor,
Yeah,
or
Mortal
freaking
Thor #1.
yeah,
Please,
yeah.
please, we're doing the Marvel thing.
My bad. Yeah, it was stupid. Like if it's not even gonna be foil and you're charging that much and it's a freaking like I'm sorry. Like it's a cool cover.
I mean, it's your guy Jay Scott, but it's like I'm trying to find him right now because this is pretty ridiculous, guys. So as you guys know, this month is the Jay Scott Campbell month. Oh, actually, I think it just ended. So this was the last week.
This week was the final week of it. Yeah.
Did you grab anybody this week?
I almost grabbed the Storm cover for X-Men, and then I was just kind of like, I'm good.
See, yeah,
like I almost did. I want part of me wanted to because I do love Storm. I love Aurora. She's one of my favorite X-Men.
I thought you would have grabbed it. Yeah.
But for some reason, I was just like, I looked at my stack and I was like, I could. My stack's not bad this week. Last week, I spent a lot of money at my shop. I spent a lot of money at my shop because I had like 4 or 5 covers for Witchblade alone, which is normally like close to like half my stack.
But then everything was last week where it's like we got Amazing, we got Absolute Bats and Flash, we got Black Cat. Like there was a lot. We got Eddie, Eddie was the week before that, but
Eddie was the week before,
we got a lot last week. There was a lot.
Yeah, last week was a heavy week, and so I was just kind of like
Marvel Universe.
Oh, there was that too, and there was I almost picked up. So I think there was a second printing for that like this week, because there was a cover for it that I didn't recognize, but it was like the issue 1, and so I was like, I almost grabbed that as well, but I was just like, you know what, I've spent a lot of money on comics recently. I'm going to hold off a little bit.
That's what
especially because I knew I have. So not only do right now I have all of those Fan Yang variants. So I've got the Emma one because my shop didn't have it this week.
The Cap.
Spider yeah, that one, which looked kind of cool.
It's good.
So I have that one. I have the Uncanny X-Men Rogue one that she's doing for September 3rd. Yeah, and then I've got the stinking Black Cat one because it's a gorgeous cover, but that pisses me off so much that that's a cover for the Miles Spidey book instead of for Black Cat. Black Cat literally just got a new series. Why are you not making it a cover for that? So I've got those.
Here's
I've got
the Rogue one. She's got I didn't know she has an art station. So like we can get look at these high def renditions. This is what I'm talking about. This is the Emma one.
That work is so beautiful. Chef's kiss.
I'm actually very sad this one was out. The coloring here is fantastic. Like on her hair.
Oh, the coloring is beautiful. I almost grabbed the
her hair is like insane to me. And there's something that to me it captures me. And like yes, sexy anime babe, and yes, Emma. I probably would have bought it anyway if I had gotten to the shop in time. But there's something about that glow that has me entranced these last couple.
Oh yeah, it looks outstanding. I almost added the Virgin variant of it to my cart as well on Midtown because on Midtown it's like $60.
Oh, it's actually kind of not bad for a Virgin.
Which it's still hard for me to want to pay that much for a Virgin that's not foil.
No, I totally get you.
But then on Golden Apple, that same one is $100, and I'm like,
no, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I remember this was the first time I remember seeing Fang Yang on this cover where it's a sort of pseudo Japanese school. I actually don't know what the hell she's supposed to be wearing here. Whatever. But I liked it.
She looks cute.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, she looks cute. But it was 1 week where I was like, I don't know. I've got a lot of variants this week. I don't know. And now I'm seeing her get on a bunch more. And I'm like, thank you. Let's go. Start giving me more anime waifu artists. This is what I'm talking
I'm here for
about. Exactly. Let's see. What was I going to? Oh, yeah. See, this week I only picked up one J. Scott. And I only got She-Hulk.
Oh, you got She-Hulk.
Yeah,
nice.
I got She-Hulk.
It's a good She-Hulk.
Yeah.
It's good She-Hulk.
But
It's funny. He I think it was 2 weeks ago or so, he made a post on his Instagram and he was I think he was signing some covers and he was going through some books and he was talking about the current state of variant covers and how oftentimes right now he just gets asked to do basically what he's done this entire month of August, which is just a single pinup pose, one character, super simplistic, and then like they just kind of like Photoshop, copy, and add a larger version of the character, kind of like bust up in the background, and that's it. And he's like, and those do well. That's fine. And those are fine. But like he specifically pulled out the iconic MJ cover of her, on the couch in the apartment.
I thought you were going to bring up when he brought out the like 9, the like Black Cat cover, like the 9 motif. That was like cool, experimental, but also like not that good.
Yeah, it's there's kind of a lot going on that one. But yeah, he was like, he specifically used that iconic MJ cover because he was like, I love doing stuff like this where I get to kind of tell a story on a covered piece, because it's not done nearly as frequently anymore, not just variants, but with covers in general. A lot of times it's simple, one character, super simplistic background.
Yeah.
You have outliers, obviously, but like he's like, telling a story when you're doing a cover is what's fun.
Yeah. Like I like that we've talked about this before. Like, yeah, we like the, the pinup, and not even like necessarily like the waifu pinup, but like a pinup of a hero, right? Like just a cool action shot. Well, you and I are fans of those. Everybody is fans of those. But like, as we've both been sort of talking about in recent like weeks, me more is like, remember those old covers where like the RIPPAVERSE does them now on their cover Cs, but it's like they have like text boxes, and you can see like, oh no, the Green Goblin is gonna like, attack Aunt May or Gwen. Who do I save? And it's like, whoa, that's what used to pull you in. And now it's like, okay, yeah, the pretty picture will pull you in, but then there's that big problem of like 9 times out of 10, your cover isn't saying jack shit about what's inside the book. Like, even if it's made for that book, like, yes, okay, this is a variant cover, whatever. But if I don't have any, the only other book I have next to me is your Emma variant. So like, that's not going to help my example. But yeah, like a Spider-Man book will just have a picture of Peter on the front. Cool. That doesn't tell me he's currently fighting Hobgoblin or Itsy Bitsy or like Kane and Ben are fighting for his spot right now. Like, doesn't tell me anything.
That's going to be a thing to
go
through.
We'll definitely touch on that in a second, because we got like 2-ish weeks to go through. But let's see. Before we get out of before we start getting way out of hand, I did want to show everybody what we were talking about. So this was the Thor cover for this week, or Immortal Thor #1, the latest relaunch of Al Ewing's Thor run. It's really good if you like big, like poetic epics. He's like a Norse epic, honestly. So JC, he draws Thor, looks good. It's in his style, totally fine. This cover right here, as with most regular variants, $5 standard cover price if it's not foil.
$5.99.
Yeah.
And or $4.99 or $5.99.
Yeah,
like that.
Whatever your local state taxes happen to be. But then, and then, do I have the right one up? No, I don't. Oh no, wait, I do, but I think no, I pulled up the wrong one. So confusing. There we go. Open link and jump to. So that's $5. Okay, why not? If you're going to throw it on there, and as you can see what Andrew was saying, it's Thor, and then it's just like a blue background with the same art, but just sort of like blown up, desaturated, turned into like a singular color. Still great, still cool. $5. Why not? We'd pay for that. Here's the Virgin variant. Would you guys pay $90 for that? Because that's what it's selling for. Like,
no, I wouldn't pay $20 for that.
And that's coming
mostly because like it's J. Scott Campbell, and I love his work. He's one of my all-time favorite artists. But like, I'm not going to spend that kind of money on a Thor cover for him.
And I'm also not going to spend that however I come off. It's like, I'm not going to spend that much money on a J. Scott Campbell man cover, right?
Yeah.
Like, I love your art. Like, I love this Thor. It looks good. I like it.
For his male characters, like, unless it's, I don't know, a Spider-Man character, obviously.
Honestly,
so like,
yeah.
If it's Peter, or if it's Venom, or if it's Carnage, or even over at X-Men, like, I could see myself shelling out a little bit extra if he did a really awesome, like, if he did one of these, but it was Gambit.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Or if it was Kurt. Right?
But not
even Scott. But Thor, like I'm not a big enough Thor fan to give a crap.
I know, me neither. And I don't know why that's the only one I've like. I'm sure these other ones are in Virgin, but like that's the only one I've seen on my shelves, like at my store. And I'm like, why that one? So odd. But before we move on from this, I wanted to bring this up, Andrew. I just learned this while we were looking through everything. So here are all of the covers that he did for this month. I'm actually surprised. I didn't see that Ghost Rider one. I need to go back to my shop. I didn't know he do. That's awesome. Like I want that Helverine cover. But there they are. They all look cool. Pick and choose what you want from out the month. But we got bamboozled because oh my god, that stopped my dramatic reveal. He's making this a print. He's putting them all in one. So like we could have just waited and gotten the fucking like super high like glossy print from his store with his certificate of authenticity and gotten all of them. But no, nobody wanted to tell us that.
Ridiculous. His certificates of authenticity are also pretty legit.
Aren't those like the shiny ones?
So he used to have like a simple certificate of authenticity card, like postcard size relatively. But in the last, I want to say 2 years, I could be wrong, because I bought a lot of J. Scott Campbell stuff off of the store. He's started doing it where it's an entire like comic book size certificate of authenticity on the back that like slides in, so it fits in perfectly in the back of the board.
That's cool.
So it takes up the whole thing. So there's no just like blank white on the back there. Like you flip it over, it's the whole thing. There's the signature, there's the information, there's the all the good stuff. And
it's a separate
that's
like
cool.
insert though, right? Like it's not like the back cover.
It's an entire insert.
That's actually really, really like
it goes on the back side of the cardboard.
Yeah. Like to me, that's almost like I would want to display the certificates. Like that sounds so cool. But yeah, we got bamboozled. But otherwise, J. Scott, you're the man. Thanks for the cover run, I suppose. And yeah, I mostly just got like the ladies. I got MJ, Rogue, Black Cat, She-Hulk, Widow, Spidey, and Magic. Duh, because and I got Nova. I got Nova.
I think I only got of these. I got MJ, obviously. I got did I get Rogue? I'm pretty sure I got Rogue.
I feel like you have to have gotten Rogue.
Either I got Rogue or my shop didn't have Rogue and you grabbed me Rogue. One of the two.
Well, somewhere there's no way I would. You. Yeah.
There's no way I passed on Rogue. I think you have Venom and Carnage for me.
I have your Venom. I keep forgetting to look for Carnage. It's not going to be sold out. I see it on the shelf, like because
really.
Because in the sense that like they put up most recent releases, and since all of these books, their most recent ones are J. Scott's, they put those at the front. So like I look over at the shelves and they're big squares of color with an artist we like. So it's like like my eyes are drawn to them. And I remember seeing Carnage the other day. So I'll go grab that one. And if not, we'll find it on Midtown. That one's on me regardless.
No biggie. I've got Spidey. I've got Nova because Richard Rider's my boy.
He's the best.
And I've got the Felicia, but I think that's it. I think for the most part, I wound up being a lot more conservative with my purchases on these than I initially intended. No, I take it back. I also got Johnny.
Yeah, that's right. You did
I also got Johnny.
I like the Johnny
because I'm already buying. I was trying. Here's my mentality, my thought process. I was trying to avoid getting ones for books that I just was not reading.
Right.
I really didn't want to just grab one just because it's his cover. There would have been certain exceptions.
Of course.
Like he could have done characters where it's like, hey, here's a Carol Danvers one, and I love how he draws Carol. Right.
And you throw that on Avengers.
She doesn't even have an ongoing right now.
She's an Avengers. Yeah, she's an Avengers.
Yeah, she's just mainly an Avengers. Yeah, so like if she had done that, and I'm not reading Avengers right now, but if he had done a Carol cover, Captain Marvel, I would have grabbed that.
Right.
But beyond that, I tried to stick with books that I'm actually reading, and so it just goes behind my cover A, my reader's copy.
Right. No, and like, see, this is what I was thinking. I don't know, the other day, just to myself. It's like, you have an already sizable JSC collection. Like a lot of these characters.
I have an entire box that's just covers that I purchased off his website.
Right,
So it's
right.
like the more pricey variants with the signature and the certificate of authenticity.
And they
and all
are of like, you know, you've got an MJ, you've got Magix, you've got, remember Psylocke got like 3 this year from like Rivals and X-Men and like,
yeah.
So I definitely understand that mentality. And like, I'm right there with you because I passed on Psylocke because I was like, we just got the one for X-Men last year, right? Like that cool 5er set that our boy Trace also got. Okay, I have that one. I don't need to, I'm not reading Psylocke anymore. I don't really want to throw more money down. And then the guys looked fine. I don't know. Yeah, it makes sense why you have less because you have way more better covers. But then I also understand that sentiment because I didn't overlap on mine.
Yeah. There were a couple that I considered, like I said, I did consider grabbing Storm.
Yeah.
I did actually consider also grabbing the Spider-Gwen one.
Did you? Wow.
I did just because I do really like how he draws her. I really do like how he does her.
We'll put this out there just so everybody understands where we come from. We like Spider-Gwen's design beyond, like, that is a fucking incredible design. Her original design. They've fucked it up in the years since,
yeah,
but
whatever the hell they just did with her, like changing her, like the upper body part where it's more like hoodie-ish and more bulky.
And not just like a hood, guys. Like it's like an external hoodie, like it's not like Ben even. It's like a full jacket, and I'm like, what are you doing here?
You ruined genuinely kind of a perfect design. You know, everybody knows that I do not like Miles at all. However, and I've even put this as a post out on Twitter because I forget his name, but the voice actor who voiced Miles in the Insomniac Spider-Man games.
It's like Najee Peter. No, it's Najee something. But yeah, I like his performance. He's a good Miles in the game.
His performance was fantastic. Like however you feel about Miles as a character, like his VA performance was absolutely on point. It was great.
It's awesome.
And he made a comment, I guess, in an interview that he hated Miles' like Endgame suit where they changed it. It was like it's called like the Adidas suit or something like that.
It's technically called the Evolved suit, but it was made.
Oh, okay.
So
it was designed with Adidas. Is that what it was?
That's where I'm gonna like that's where it gets super complicated. So I'm just bringing up the suit for those of you who all forget.
Right there, yeah. Like
if you remember this suit, this is what Miles busts out at the near the end of Spider-Man 2, basically for like the climax, there. And Peter's like, "What's up with it?" And he's like, "I just thought it was time for a change." Here's where it gets weird. So it's a collaboration between Adidas and the Marvel and Insomniac, but it wasn't Adidas saying like, "We designed this, put it into the game." It was Adidas went to Insomniac and said, we like whatever you want to do, we'll make a shoe for it. And so it was up to them to provide, but like, so that's where I have a hard time describing it. Cause like, it's not
so convoluted.
Exactly. Right. Like, I don't know why they're doing it. It's not just like, oh, we're Adidas, we made a shoe. It's like you agreed to make whatever, and then you worked with them. It's all over the place. But the long and short of it is this entire suit was made specifically, as you can see here, for retail. And they made the shoes, all of the like, it's obviously not high tech unstable molecules, but you know, there's running gear that you can get the stupid Colgate toothpaste, you can get the dumb like black pants with the toothpaste, which that's not bad, but I mean on the rest of the suit it's bad.
As a suit, it just looks lame to me. Like again, everybody I think here, and just anybody who knows me knows I do not like Miles Morales. So much that I like came up with what I thought would be a much better way to handle the character. But I will relent that his kind of more or less OG suit that's had like minor tweaks here and there is a pretty damn good looking suit. Like it looks really good. Like I like that OG suit of his. The black with the red, it looks clean. It looks really clean. And they keep doing all these weird changes to it's like, man, stop.
And like it's so busy.
It looks bad.
Like look at all like we've got MCU lines on the like arms.
We got MCU lines. They also tried adding the freaking underarm.
I think we hiccuped there for a second. Are we back? Are we cool? Oh, say, can you see?
You're back, but I'm...
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
No, there we go. Oh, I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
I have no idea.
Have you played Spider-Man 2?
I haven't played number 2 yet. I'm waiting for it to be on, like, sale for, like, $20. If it goes on sale for, like, $20, I might pull the trigger, only really to give a crap about playing as Peter. But just about everything else I've seen about the game, I'm not looking forward to.
Even, like
it almost feels like I'd be better off just playing through the first one again.
I don't even want to, like, play for the
which
Peter
I've already platinumed.
Right. Like, I don't want to play, like, it's kind of like this game suffers a lot from what we see with other video games, with comic books, with comic book universes, right? Where how did I put this? Like that first outing, whether it's an Iron Man or it's your Superman movie for DCU or it's Spider-Man 1, you're relaunch or not, you're like rebringing that property into whatever that medium's consciousness is. Mm-hmm. And in that first movie, or first project, you generally like have something to prove, right? You're like, I need this, like, we need to show the world that Superman can be taken seriously. We need to show the world that Spider-Man can be in another good video game, so on and so forth. Yeah. And so you have your ideas.
After Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah, seriously. God, what a good game. We'll get back to it someday when there's another solo stream. But so like you go, okay, I know I have these ideas, but I got to make sure they all sort of align with that mission, right? Mm-hmm. And then once that blows up, and this is kind of like what I'm afraid for with Superman, or the DCU rather, is like what we see with Spider-Man 2 is they go, oh, that was a smash hit. Here's money. Go do whatever the hell you want. And they go, all right. Well, then I want to do this and that and this. And nobody goes, okay, no, hold on. Like, let's keep it in scale. And that's where you start getting Spider-Man 3, where it's like,
yeah.
I mean, we all know that's not Sam Raimi's fault, but just bear with me in this metaphor.
Yeah, that was Avi Arad and Sony, you know.
But
they were like, we're gonna do Venom. I don't want to do Venom. I'm gonna do Sandman. No, you're gonna do Venom because we're paying for this.
Right. But like in that scenario, like had Raimi been like, no, we're locking down. We're only gonna do Sandman and maybe touch on Goblin. Yeah. If he had that power, hypothetical, I know he didn't, but like if he did that, that movie would have been way better because it would have been tight. But then it went wild, and you had Felicia, or no, wait, Gwen? I don't remember which.
It was Gwen.
It was Gwen. Bryce Dallas Howard. You have Gwen. Yeah. You have the symbiote suit saga. You have Harry going into Green Goblin. You have Venom. Like that. The black suit and Venom should be a two-parter. Like I don't know how they keep fucking that up. Like that's so easy. It's
right. Like
so
you have one movie where it's Peter with the black suit. At the end of that movie, he gets rid of it, and it sets up part 2, that's like, which is Eddie with the Venom, like with the symbiote. Right.
Which is like how
hard is that?
And also, like, how do you not understand that it's going to be the most like slam dunk, easiest setup for a post-credit scene of all fucking time. Like you have Eddie get busted for the faking news or whatever. Exactly. You have him get busted early in the movie. Whatever, he kind of leaves the narrative. We focus more on Peter. We have the church bell scene. Pete gets out of it. We resolve it. He swings off into the night. Credits roll. And then it's like it starts panning from like black, and you see the church, and you just see one guy there praying, and you're like, oh shit, it's Eddie. And you don't even need to show it. All you need to do is show like, he's praying from behind, and then like drip, drip, and he like looks, and then boom.
And then black. Yeah, like that's okay. So you watch baseball, right? You're a big baseball fan. So so to use like some more terminology that you'd be in vibe with, this is like to do that. You have bases loaded. You've got your best batter at the plate, and the pitcher decides to just underhand lob it.
No, right? they literally decide. Like the pitcher goes like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm good with this game. Like we're done. Bottom of the ninth. Put in the T-ball. Like that's what we're looking at. They're just like let
the T-ball even.
Shohei Ohtani, just let him hit off the tee. Like that's what this is. And yet everybody sees the tee come out with the ball, with the Venom ball, and they go, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's safer if we like put that play in like into a regular play, and all the fans are going, just take the hit, just do it. And they're
just
like,
hit the ball.
I don't know. And so then they're like, okay, we're gonna take a real pitch, and then that's when they like bring in, I don't know, COVID movie theater shutdowns or dying MCU, the pitcher. And then he like rockets the ball and they go, oh crap. And everybody goes, you could have won the World Series right there. I don't know why you did that to yourselves.
That was, so to use football terminology, this is we're just going all sports balling on this, I guess. So this is when the Patriots were playing Seattle in the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
And instead of handing the ball, because Seattle had 3 downs and I think like 2 yards go into the end zone and win the Super Bowl, they could have handed it off to beast mode and won the Super Bowl. What did they do instead? They decided to play action and they threw it, and they threw an interception. And what happens? The Patriots win a Super Bowl again, which didn't make me angry because my dad's from Boston, so I grew up watching all the Boston team. So I was thrilled, but I was also just baffled. It's like, why was Seattle stupid?
Like I hate both of those teams. Like, just in sportsmen, you know, like I hate them. Like I'm not a big Patriots, I'm not a big Seahawks, but like I felt like I was just as a human being was like stunned. Like I was speechless because, like you said, that was
you deserve to lose if you made that stupid decision.
Well, that's like you put the period that I was gonna put on it, but it's like you had Marshawn Lynch, like you had the guy.
He was your guy. He improved literally all season and postseason. He's the guy. Like, just you need a few yards. Yeah, here's the ball. Get the few yards.
Like that's
He'll probably
his
get
job.
more than that, but he didn't need to get more than that time.
It was so bad. But yeah, like I don't know why they keep messing that up. It's so
absolutely
such an easy layup. But more to what I was trying to tell you. So the wings, that's I haven't played the game either. I don't really have any interest. The wings, that's gameplay. Like that's a mechanic. Is both him and Peter can glide. Like they have the web pits. So that's why they had to keep it here. Doesn't change how stupid it is, but that's why it's still here. It's not just like Miles randomly decided to add them.
So
But I do hate like why is it glowing? Like
yeah. So 2 things on that before we actually get into comic books.
Yeah.
Like, 1, I don't like the web pit wings anyway.
I do not either.
I've never liked them. But 2, I don't want to glide in a Spider-Man game. I want to swing around. Like, it looks cool in the movies if he catches just a teeny bit of draft just for a moment, like, and he just utilizes that. Like in the opening, one of the opening scenes to Amazing Spider-Man 2, where like he's falling down. He doesn't have them, but what it is like it looks like because his suit like is a suit.
Yeah, and it's like rippling.
It's rippling a little bit. It catches just a little bit of wind, and you see that, and he gets just a teeny bit of draft. But I don't need to glide in a Spider-Man game. I'm playing Spider-Man because I want to swing.
I've always been like glide, but not fly, in the sense that like sort of like old Batman versus how they do Batman now, where like old Batman with his cape, he was a glide, like he would glide down onto the scene.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like. They go the Arkham style where they'll give an explanation where he'll use his grappling hook and that'll give him the momentum. But then he's like just going over the entire city. And it's just like, okay, what are we doing here? Because
they took a thing that was convenient for game mechanics so that you could traverse the city a bit more quickly, and they expounded on that more than was necessary.
Way more
and
than
decided
was necessary.
to kind of make it the current standard, which is like Batman doesn't fly, guys, unless it's Terry McGinnis in the Beyond suit. Batman doesn't fly,
and it's like if
that was the kind of natural evolution of it.
That actually was. It was like, oh, he can finally fly with his cape, like instead of just gliding.
Yeah, he had the rockets on his boots and all that.
But there is like, what is it? Is it Far From Home? The ending of Far From Home, I think, where he's like,
don't make me trying to remember that movie.
I know. The only reason it matters is because it does lead into that awesome scene like at the beginning of No Way Home. But yeah, aside from, I don't care about anything else in that movie, but I know because there's that, it's at the end of Far From Home, it has to be, where he's like, he's doing like the usual end of movie like swinging montage, and there's one point where like he whips off of a building, front flips, and like glides through, like there are 2 towers with like a connecting bridge, and he like flies over a bunch of people and then immediately like webs again. That was cool because he's not flying. He's just like, almost like a double jump, right? Like, I'm just grabbing that really quick, and then I gotta like web back out. And so, but yeah, they added that into this game because they they introduce, you can go to Queens, right? Because you got to go to like Aunt May's house for a couple things.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Because like, how do you get over the bridge? Do you really want to swing? Oh, it's boring. Let's make them fly. Because then you can...
No! Swing! If what swing was boring, I would not be playing a Spider-Man game.
It's really bad. Like
the entire pitch and point, aside from like good story, preferably, for the Insomniac, the first Spider-Man game from Insomniac for the PS4, was that like they got the swinging down, right? In a way that had not been done. Like we'd gotten close before. Like, we'd have some pretty solid for what we had to work with for gameplay engines and whatnot. We'd have some solid swinging. But then, like, the whole deal with the first Insomniac Spider-Man game was, like, they really nailed the swing. And you could do some fun... Okay, well, to each their own. I loved it.
It was good swinging. I would not say it's the best we've ever gotten.
I would spend just hours just swinging around.
I would, too.
York, man.
But it's still not the best we've ever gotten. That's Spider-Man 2.
See, I put Spider-Man 2 at number 2 for me, but that's fine.
That's a whole video game discussion. We can get into that for hours. We don't need to like take that
entire video on its own.
It really is. But
peak game.
Generation
peak superhero game.
Yeah, I love that game. Don't have any interest in this one. And then this suit is just god awful. It's just the ugliest thing I think we've ever seen.
They chose every incorrect thing you could possibly implement into a Spider-Man suit.
But like to your point, and this is where we're starting on this, everyone. Don't worry, I didn't forget. They gave, Miles has that really good clean black suit with, red and black. Pretty damn good. Like it's a very good spider suit. And then they gave him this. And then we know Spider-Gwen has just the amazing, like super simplistic design from when she was just introduced in Spider-Verse, right? Like way back in the day. But
that original design was
this is what they've busted out for her now. Like this is literally from her this is cover A from her new relaunch.
Yeah.
And you can see like all black.
She got like hoodie long sleeves on there that are bunched up.
Well, now it's like you said, it's like a jacket now instead of any sort of like tied on thing or even like Ben where it's like a set like fixed thing like on her. They like messed. I really hate this. I hate spider people with shoes. I know it sounds so like, what are you like complaining about? But like, if you have a big rubber sneakered sole like she does, you're not sticking to the damn wall. Like it just,
yeah.
And we've seen that in movies.
The implementation for her original suit, where it like the way that her suit formed looked like
a picture of it in here.
Ballerina slippers, right? Ballerina flats. That was cool, and that was something unique. But you put big old sneakers on her now, and it's like, so how do her feet stick to surfaces?
And then like you'll see sometimes, and this is the Spider-Verse movie's fault. They like try to scale that back, and like, okay, not shoes, but not flats. So they give her like high top Converse, which are like, that's a cool design element. I like it works visually. Still doesn't work as like
it still doesn't work practically.
Exactly. You still have a giant like rubber thing in the way. And I think I would be less of a stickler about this if Marvel themselves hadn't so emphasized that in Spider-Man 1. Because they literally have that, like the Raimi film, where like Peter looks at his hands and you see the little like fibers come out, and it's like, and then he like touches the wall, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, agree with it or not, that's something that has become kind of a part of the Spider-Man zeitgeist and the lore.
Right.
In terms of like how the vast majority of people perceive it, right? You see those little prongs coming out of his fingertips, So, I mean, be careful where you put those fingers, Peter.
Well, yes, that, and I'm not even gonna, that's so like awful that I don't even want to go down that, but I will say, he does, I will say there is one moment where he does do, like, we have seen him rip just like skin off, like be selected. If you guys remember during the Grim Hunt, when Kraven was killing all the spider people, and he had killed Kane, he had killed Maddie, he had brutalized Madam Web to the point of death, and he had Anya or Orania in her superhero form, like at like under his knife, and so Peter lost it, put on his black suit, and was like, Kraven, if you really want to do this, let's do it. Goes to fight Kraven and his family, and Kraven's daughter tries to like get at him, and he just like slaps her aside and then goes, "Oh, by the way," and he just puts his hand on her face and rips it off, and he gets a full palm of skin, and her face is like bloody, and he goes, "That's for Cain. He wanted me to give that to you," because if you guys remember, that was his villain thing, was the mark of Cain. He would like hit you, and you would go and burn. But yeah, one of the best scenes. Also, that's Chichetto. We talked about this the other day because I shared the page, and I was like, wow, didn't realize that was him. So cool. Why wasn't he on Spider-Man soon, or like a dedicated spider artist sooner? Like, why was he only driving it?
He should be drawing it way more frequently. Honestly,
like, it should be.
I was kind of disappointed that he wasn't on this week's issue for Ultimate Spider-Man, but the artist that we had did a solid job. And again, it was the same guy
that always does it, and he did the last issue too with the dinner meeting, like the initial one that they reference in this one. It works for what we're doing, which is like not very action heavy, but I do
just like that first dinner issue, you can feel the tension in the air throughout the entire issue.
It's hard.
Hickman, like, look, for my nickname for him right now is Peakman. Like, he's doing killing it on Spidey. He's killing it on Spidey.
Dude. Okay. So hold that thought about Peakman. Let's start getting into actual comic books. Before we get too far, I do want to say hi to everybody who showed up so far. We do have Chuck Keyworth dropping in early, one of our first, saying lies. I know we were a little late. Again, both of our faults. But we're here now. We also have Tehillim. Shalom and good to see you. Good to see you as well, my friend. He did ask, have you checked out the K-pop Demon Hunters movie? I know you said yes, loved it.
I've watched it twice now. Absolutely adore it. I love that movie so much.
I haven't yet. I know it's good. I've heard only good things about it. I've heard from like the 2 songs I've heard from it. It's great. I'm probably going to take a while to get to it because this feels like one of those things where like, if something is popular, I kind of don't want anything to do with it, but I'll get to it later when like all the hype is down, and I know it'll still be good. Kind of like you hear a song on the radio and you're like, this is so annoying. Like, it's everywhere. Like, shut up. But then you hear it like 2 years down the road and you're like, okay, I can understand why it was popular. Like, I remember it. Like, okay, this is a good song. It'll be like one of those situations. I just see it everywhere too much that I'm just like, calm down, guys. Like let's breathe. Like, calm down. We also have Well-Read Comics. What is going up? Saying good evening, fellas. Good evening to you, our friend. Carnage is probably my favorite of the symbiotes. That's actually a good question. I
love Carnage. He's one of my favorite Spidey villains.
Yeah, definitely as a villain.
I love when villains are just unapologetic. They're just bad. They're just plain evil. You know, Venom, when he was a villain, was a lot of fun. At this point, though, we've had Lethal Protector too many times to go back to that. So like, you can't do Venom as a villain anymore. You just can't.
You can have moments,
believe you.
Well, yeah, there you go. You can't have it in a believable way. You can do maybe 3 pages in an issue where like we've seen it before. Like Null will go, I've got your symbiote, and Venom freaks out. But then like Eddie gets like control back of it. You can never. Yeah. It's like with Norman, right? You can never
that can't be the status quo anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally there with you.
The status quo cannot be Venom is a bad guy. It does not work anymore because we've had too much of the opposite for that to be believable in a narrative sense, a coherent narrative sense.
Yeah.
Right? But Carnage right now, and this is a credit to what we're getting right now in Eddie Brock Carnage, even though the pacing sometimes is a little on the sluggish side for me. There's a lot of really, even in those slow issues, there's a lot of really great character work that gets emphasized on. And while we're not getting Lethal Protector Carnage, we're getting like Carnage's version of it, if that makes sense, where it's like Carnage is like, all right, I'm gonna play along. Well, right, because I need to eat, right? I need the sustenance. So it's all for him.
And that's where I think the dynamic and what makes this book so good, to your point, is like we're not getting Lethal Protector, but we're in those situations where it's like so for those who don't know, the current story
Eddie's trying to like impose Lethal Protector on Carnage to keep Carnage at bay,
because they've now mashed together because they were after the Venom War. Both of them were left to like half destroyed to live. got together. Now our symbiote body and blood, like, we can survive. But Carnage needs, blood and death to keep going.
Yeah.
Eddie doesn't want that. So now Eddie's doing this thing where he's like, I will kill for you, but you've got to find me, like, people who deserve to die, like serial killers.
Like serial killers. Yeah.
And like, to Andrew's point, Carnage is still unapologetic. He's helping Eddie, and he goes like, yeah, I know I have to do this, but he's still like, come on, kill him. I know, like, let me kill him. Like just do it. Like, shut up, like, crybaby. Like, it's, I like that.
It's a fun dynamic.
It's really good. Like, Carnage as just like that, or not even just Carnage, like you were saying, that unapologetic.
He's
like,
the devil in your ear.
Yes. Like, I'm reveling in this. It's really good in this book. As far as
the book is a lot better
symbiotes,
than I expected it to be.
I'd say favorite symbiote. Part of me always like just defaults to Venom.
Sure, that's kind of the easy answer.
I know,
it's hard to really fault somebody for it.
I think honestly, I would go with it like specifically Agent Anti-Venom. I was
about to say,
Agent
like, after
Anti-Venom.
Venom, like, Agent Anti-Venom is actually pretty awesome.
He's my favorite so far, and
I just love even I just love Agent Venom in general, because there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of character development that we got for like 2 characters when we had that run of Agent Venom, right? Because we got a lot more with the symbiote, but we also got like Flash Thompson. Like, that is one of the biggest, like, not in the visual sense, but I guess maybe a little bit of that too, but just like character arc and character growth. That's one of the biggest, like, character glow ups ever in the history of comics. You took like a guy who was literally just a jackass bully to Peter Parker early on, in
like,
Amazing
that's
Fantasy.
pretty much all the character he had.
That's all he was. He was nothing beyond that.
He would show up a lot, right? He was still in the supporting cast, but he was still kind of a jackass. He had gotten to that point where he was a vet, because that happened in Slott's run of Spider-Man.
Yes. Yeah.
But then, like, and so everybody went, wow, you're changed. And he, like, apologized to everybody. Like, I was an ass. But that was kind of where we left it, right? Because it's like, what more do you do with him after this? Not a lot.
And they were like, hey, there actually is a little bit more we can do. And it was so out of left field. I never would have been able to call that one.
I never would have called it.
And honestly, I love that they made the decision.
That reveal, too, was one of those ones back in the day. Yeah, we had the internet, but it wasn't as widespread and, like, leak heavy as it was now. I remember turning, I think it's like issue 4 or something, where, like, he retracts it and somebody's like, Agent, and you think they're going to say Venom, and then you, like, hit the page and it's like Thompson, and he, like, turns around, and I'm like, oh, what? Like, Flash? What?
Yeah, of all freaking people.
And then, like, my brain did that thing where it was like,
good thing.
Oh, but it makes sense because we did see him as a vet. Ding, 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 ding. And it was just like, this works. Like, I'm on board
beautifully.
For this.
It worked absolutely beautifully. And then after that, we got to eventually kind of still stick with him a bit.
Yeah.
So he's more of a side character now, but as Agent Anti-Venom. And I love that they didn't just, like, toss that aside as a part of his, like, a small portion of his life, and they kept going with him.
Like, it wasn't like the 6-armed Spider-Man, right? Where it was like a temporary thing that we were saying was going to be the big thing for a while, and then it wasn't, right? Like, now
and
you're
then it
back
went away
in a wheelchair.
entirely. So I'm really glad they made that decision. That's
and honestly, I can't wait until the next all new Venom. I want more Agent Toxin. That was sick,
dude.
Like,
yes,
I'm really excited for Agent Toxin.
And what I really like about that, and this makes me respect Flash even more, is that like, the fact that he had that speaks to how much, like, experience and control he has when it comes to dealing with symbiotes. Because you got to think about it, like, when he was Agent Venom was still, like, not exactly, he wasn't a hero. He wasn't a villain, though, but he had to keep that on lock while he was in war scenarios, right? While he was in very high octane, high energy, high testosterone combat scenarios, right? And he had to be able to keep that, like, on lock and to a certain degree. And sometimes it didn't work out, right? While he was still kind of learning the ropes. To be able to do what he did to pull in Toxin while still having the anti-Venom symbiote, that's like some crazy next level stuff, because if those two things came into contact, the Toxin symbiote dies.
Yeah.
Immediately.
It's a parallel, actually. I just realized this as you were describing that. It's a parallel, and I wonder, and I trust him for Al Ewing, I wonder if he's going to capitalize on this. that's exactly almost what happened with Venom and Dylan. Remember? Because Venom got the special gold, and then he was like, "Oh, this kills symbiotes," and he like rejected Dylan, and that's why we're at now, right? With MJ and dead Eddie and all that, or half dead Eddie and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, just
there's a lot of stuff to look forward to in that book right now. Like people who are not, people who are still reading mainstream comics like we are, but are sleeping on all new Venom, stop sleeping on all new Venom.
Seriously. Or even if you've been out of the comic game, like pick up all new Venom 1 and go from there. Like this is good stuff. Don't let your culture war poison brain. Like we all have a part of our brain that gets, that runs up against that. Ignore it. Go for Venom.
And it's not like there aren't crap comics at DC and Marvel right now. There's a lot of them, but there are still really good ones.
Female, or like the female side character is randomly promoted to the character.
Yeah.
Thor,
we
right?
definitely still see that.
We still do. And so like I do understand that initial like reaction, like, oh, MJ's Venom. But like push past it. I promise you, it's not that.
Push past that. The writing is there.
No, 100%. So we love Venom. We love Anti-Venom. Let's see what Toxin is doing. And don't ask us about anything with the 90s symbiotes, because I don't even want to talk about them.
I don't want to go.
Did you see? You saw Last Dance, right? Like Venom 3?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you did. But they're in that, and I was like...
They are.
And I went, oh, cool. But then they don't name them. And then they're just like... They're just there for like 3 seconds, and I'm like, I hate you guys.
They don't name them, and they're there kind of as cannon fodder.
They are 100% cannon fodder.
And it's like, man, like you could, and honestly, I probably should have known better, because in Let There Be Carnage, which is that honestly might be the most disappointing comic book movie to me ever, because I love Carnage as a
I don't know. Spider-Man 3 is really up. I went to midnight showing for that when I was 17, right? Like I
did too, actually.
Spider, both of us, so Spider dorks, like through and through, like, let's go. They're webheads, yeah, and like they're finally doing Black Suit. Okay. Holy shit, like that was bad. Like,
yeah, it was
none of us knew that Goblin was gonna be there. So like we went into that like, okay, it's gonna be Sandman and Venom, cool. And then halfway through, they're like
actually 3 villains.
And it's like, what? Holy shit. It was so bad.
And on repeat viewings now, especially now that I'm more in tune with writing, now even more so, it watches and reads like it was a 2-villain movie, and they slotted it. They
smashed it. Yep, it feels really bad. But I will admit, it at the very least, it has one of my favorite Jonah moments, which is when they're like Sandman and Venom, and they're fighting at the tower at the end or whatever, and he's like, who has a camera? And the little girl's like, you can have mine. And she's like, $5. And then he's like, okay. And it's like that little disposable one. And he's like, what? No film. And she's like, that's extra. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Like $50 or something like that. I was like, like you, little extortionist.
But you know what? You know who deserves it? Jonah. Like that Jonah. I love that moment.
Deserves that.
So, all right. So with that, we're on symbiotes. Let's transition into some comic books. Before we get into this week's books, I do want to do a quick update specifically for you, Andrew, and for our audience, because this is a book we've mentioned before, or I've been mentioning before. I've been giving progress reports on that hasn't been that interesting, but not only was the last thing incredible, but it's a book from Hickman, so it's another Peakman moment. We've got a Nova moment. And we've got a villain who is unapologetic in what he does. So, if anybody...
Are we talking... wait, Hickman isn't writing Imperial, is he?
Yes, he is. And we are actually surprisingly talking Imperial.
So I've been picking up each issue. I have not read them yet. I have issues 1 through 3. I'm basically waiting until... Because I'm not keeping up with any of the other Marvel Cosmic stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Emily Kruger. Good to see you.
Hey, Emily!
I'm not keeping up with any of that other stuff. Like the only cosmic Marvel book I'm keeping up with right now is Phoenix, which I guess, by the way, I still need to read this week.
I do too.
But that's it. So otherwise, I don't really care about cosmic Marvel right now.
I know.
But because of the creative team that's on Imperial,
it's Peakman and our boy, it's Iban.
Yeah, I do want to read about. It's what, a 4-parter? I think. Or is it a 5-parter?
I think it's a 4. This feels like a climax.
Okay, yeah. So like,
well, if you want to read it, then I'll skip it. I'll just say this actually brought things like I actually put down this issue and went, holy shit, Imperial.
So
I like this.
It's coming together as a worthwhile event, basically.
Yeah, very much. The first 2 issues, very like I told you all, like
set up
very heavy with like dialogue, you know, like castle intrigue, because it was Nova and Peter trying to find out who had, you know, done all these assassinations to all the galactic like leaders and everything. Yeah, and it was slow, but you know, I was going like, well, like it's Hickman, I trust him. I remember like Cosmic Marvel is sometimes a hard sell. He didn't write it, but I remember, you know, the Annihilation era, and I remember how much that took me by surprise. So okay, like I'll at least keep appraised, and then this issue drops. We'll probably not talk about it on stream unless you read it before number 4. But I know
we're talking Imperial on an
like
episode when the final one comes out and I've read the whole thing through. I'd definitely be up for talking about it if you say that this 3rd issue is like really, really rock solid.
Yeah, because either we'll talk about it like ourselves or we'll do a show. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised because I sure as hell was.
Okay, cool. And for this, I didn't wind up picking up cover A for this. I only got the Campbell Nova cover.
Oh yeah, who cares? I mean, oh no, wait, but you were getting the Imperial cover, so like,
I was getting the normal ones, but I was like,
but I'm not going to double up on this. Yeah.
No, I really don't want to buy this book twice. But I did have to pick up my boy Richard Rider.
How could we not? Right? Like I had to do that Nova as well. But
I don't think he gets enough love.
Read Imperial numbers.
All right.
But with that, with Imperial down, what do we want to talk about this week? We've got a smattering of books. Where do you want to start? Where do you want to end? Oh, actually, I will ask you something because this could be a quick hit that before we roll into actual talks. Did you pick up Green Lantern?
I did not.
Okay.
So I'm waiting to pick up because I know my boy Viken Marion is on Green Lantern right now, and that cover is absolutely beautiful.
He's not. He's inside, right? Like he's interiors. He's not just covers. Because I missed the first couple. I'm basically at this point waiting to just grab the trade. Dude, I have. So
unless you want to send me back issues, because my shop doesn't have.
I know. Really? That's so surprising. Because you and I were reading. My
shop is actually very. So the thing is, my shop is actually very economical in the covers and books that they purchase. They only buy just over what they're confident they can sell based on their readership.
Oh yeah,
and it makes them like very successful and very like consistent. And so they rarely have like stacks of stuff sitting on the shelves from prior weeks.
And that's like, I get that. My surprise was more at people are actively that like into Green Lantern right now. That's where my surprise came from, because if you guys all remember, Andrew and I got back in on this with All In. We were enjoying it until it sort of was like, oh, they cold opened the set, like everything. Like they cold opened everything.
That's one of my my Hallmark foil variant quotes.
Yeah.
Cold opening the setting.
Cold opened the setting. I was going for that. Your quote exactly. And we were like, okay. And then they started doing the thing where it was like, here's 4 different like one shots that you've got to read before the next issue. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, and I believe you and I kind of tapped out at that reveal where Guy was like, did you know the Book of Oa was actually copied into the other colors too? And it was like,
yeah, that was what was it? Shattered Spectrum or something like that. Fractured Spectrum. Yeah.
Something like that.
That's
but yeah, you and I
we read that. We were like, it was like, that was cool, but like, I'm just not.
Like, it feels like we've been.
I'm
here
not
before.
there yet.
Yeah,
so I felt that needed to be something that I read as part of a larger story rather than just kind of jumping into it as that.
It should not have been like your relaunch storyline. Like, this is what you do way down the line. But I bring it up just because I got this one specifically because it was Ken's cover. I love Ken.
We've talked about that cover since it was revealed initially, like 2 months ago.
Which also, I'm kind of disappointed. I think they changed the coloring, dude. I think they made it more like painting style than it was in all the solicits, because like
you're right.
Right? Like it's
so all of the constructs specifically.
Yeah.
Or all of the not the constructs, but like the avatars
what do you call it?
of
Yeah,
the,
avatar, that's what
the
it is,
spectrums. Like they changed how the coloring is on that. Before it looked like more traditional comic book coloring, and now it looks like this digital
yeah. Okay.
painted style.
I thought
That's
I was
weird.
just being crazy, but I was like,
no, you're not tripping
what did
unless
they-
we're both tripping.
Unless we're both tripping, but I was like, oh, that's weird. But anyway, so I bought it specifically for the Ken cover because we love our boy Ken. I flipped through it just because I went, oh, Ken's on it. So I was like, I wonder what's happening. This is part 3 of whatever they're doing right now. It looks like they've all gone in. They're dealing with the avatars, right? Like you can clearly see that, and Ken is great at that. But like, Ken is just so good at art. I really wish you'd have like read this. Like, look at that Hal. That like we've talked about Ken before and how he does that very good like anime Western combination. Like that Hal down there, it with
that
like
Hal
the light
panel. What is that panel 5?
5, yeah.
That's oh man, it's the perfect Hal smirk.
Right.
Because Hal is a bit of a jackass. He's not a complete prick like guy,
Honestly,
but he's like he's still a jackass. He's still a jerk.
For everything that is wrong with the New 52 Justice League, like Jeff Johns run, he nails Hal in that first Dark Side fight, or like that like not fight, but like that war.
He's cocky.
The invasion. He's like who the hell is Bruce Wayne? Like why do I care? Like that. It's cocky. It's arrogant. It's like overtly confident almost. Like if you guys all saw Superman, what is it? The scene where Guy and Superman start like clashing, right? Where he's like, "Are you an alien here to invade?" And Superman's like, "Come on!" And he's like, "I took an oath. Like this is what I'm here to do. You need to be honest." That's Guy as well. Like that's also very Hally, right? Like Hal would have reacted the exact same way and been like, "What are we doing here?" Unless, of course, they had been friends. But so you got like that awesome shot. I don't know anything that's happening, but like I guess Kyle here learns to like his White Lantern thing is like he can power up to it now, like temporarily. It's like a super state. So like Ken does this amazing like transformation here. Then we get this awesome shot of Kyle just like, hell yeah, I'm Kyle. I'm White Lantern. Let's go. And it's just like the rest of the book is just so good with what he does with the constructs with Ken is just he's just fantastic. So I wanted to make sure you actually crack open that book at some point because this isn't, and come on, like look at these visuals. I know I just complained.
Beautiful.
Well, I know I just complained about, okay, we're doing the Book of Oa in the different colors, blah, blah, blah. And I know, we're going back to the Lantern Corps here, but like for those of you who can't see like the details, you've got different lanterns literally riding into battle the different constructs. So like, the people that are assigned to it get the uniform, right? So like, Carol's on Predator, which is the Star Sapphire. Razor and Aya from the Green Lantern animated series, who both ended the show as Blue Lanterns, are on the blue one here, which is they haven't confirmed that yet, but that's a good sort of just like a callback for those who know, Sinestro is on the red, on the Butcher. The I forget what it is, like the Octopus for the Compassion for the purple. Indigo Lanterns, Guy's on that one. Kilowog and Jessica are on Parallax, the Reborn, which is like, that's Jessica's born from the Fear Ring, like that's her whole thing. And Kilowog, there's a point where he's like,
and Kilowog was briefly a Yellow Lantern.
He says a line in the book in this issue where he's like, "This doesn't feel right, but I'll be lying if I don't like the thought of inspiring some fear." And I'm like, "Yep, there we go,
put
Kilowog.
A little bit of fear. Yeah,
there's Kilowog." Kyle and John, or Kyle and Hal, are switching between the Green Lantern one. I forget his name, Ion, and then Joe, the Far Sector Lantern. She's on the orange one, which is I have no idea if that's like thematic to her at all because I've not read a single thing with her. I do not care about that character.
That one, I don't give a crap about her. That one's weird to me because like the whole thing with the orange ring with Larfleeze was the fact that he was super possessive, so he had to be the only one.
Well, this is
right.
This is a kind of a dodge. She doesn't have a ring, It's just that like they're coming in contact with the entity, and so it like kind of boosts them. It's like a temporary power up. You know what I mean?
I
like
have no idea what's going on in terms of the story.
I know, and
I'm
I not really out of ignorance. It's a valid question because like, oh, why do they get rings? You're right. Good thing they don't get rings. Like it's all valid.
Got it.
But there is
that fixes it really.
Right. Where I do want to show you where is that one panel, because I saw this and I was just like, Ken, you son of a bitch.
Ken is so good, man.
So right here, Kyle and Hal, they're fighting, and Kyle's like, huh, the people we're fighting, they're pulling their power from their rings. So, you know, on their fists or whatever. And these are like the new, like the sadness lantern or whatever. They're gray lantern.
The new gray
whatever that is. So this is, I don't know which lantern this is, but they're like, yeah, they're pulling the power from their rings. So Hal, right there in panel 4, getting away. Panel 5, like panel 1 specifically. Do you see what he generates?
Is that a Buster Sword?
It's a fucking Buster Sword with the Green Lantern logos in the with the Green Lantern with the Green Lantern logo in the slot of the materia. Like that. If it was just a Buster Sword,
massive Final Fantasy VII fan.
Oh, I know that, but like if it was just like Buster Sword shape and like handle blade, I'd go okay. Final Fantasy VII, what a. But that shows me like Ken knows it, right? Like you put the fucking materia slots in there.
That's amazing.
So I was just like, oh, of course you did. And then there's another panel somewhere where Kyle generates a giant chainsaw. Not as cool, obviously, but it's still like, it looks great. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. Ken's killing it. This is like what I want a Green Lantern book to look like. And yeah, go support it. Go pick it up whenever you can out there.
I'm gonna have to grab the trade for this one for sure.
Definitely. But with that, where do you want to jump to? Let's jump to some books we actually read this week. We both read this week that we can talk about this week.
So what do you I'm thinking. I'm trying to think. What do we want to hit here? Ultimate Spider-Man's an obvious one.
Always.
But as far as the other two, because there were a few good books this week. So I really, you know what? Let's make Superman one of them.
I mean, we could quick hit things.
We could quick hit Superman. I want to hit. I'm trying. What the hell did I read this week? I read in between
Emma came out. Justice League came out.
Emma was really solid. Like that miniseries has been making up for the fact that she was so mishandled in the Exceptional X-Men. So I'm definitely down with hitting that. Yeah, I'm 5. It's fine. And yeah, Justice League was actually really solid this week as well.
I was kind of surprised by it.
Like stuff is happening now, because there was a while where it was like, all right, like Beautiful Dan Moore art stories, okay. Like, are we going anywhere with this?
Especially when they were doing all the We Are Yesterday stuff, which like, Wade, sure, but it was also kind of a mess. Like I wasn't that into it. It just felt it felt like what we were talking about, like they were rushing everything. Like, oh, we got All In off the ground and Absolute. Now let's get our crossover.
We were trying to do too much. Yeah, it felt like they were trying to do too much too soon with that. Yeah, I'm down with hitting those.
All right. 1 second.
We've already got my girl up on screen.
We've already got Emma up. So we'll quick hit Emma. As you guys know, Emma Frost miniseries right now takes place in the past. It's one of those miniseries that's just an episode from her history, not really bearing anything on like current events. Maybe a writer somewhere down the line will bring somebody back or whatever. But for the most part, just kind of a standalone book as it is. The overall plot that we're seeing is that this takes place during Emma's time in the Hellfire Club. She has found that somebody is trying to take her down, trying to usurp her. And so she's going to investigate. And as we learned with last issue, it's actually like an internal coup with Shaw and I forget her name, the like black-haired lady. I forget who the other Black Queen. And then Emma's like the her like the black chick assistant she had in the first issue. Like everybody's conspiring against her. So with this issue, we this issue's really, really cool, and it is actually kind of quick.
Because it's kind of mostly Emma just doing badass stuff.
So, like, in terms of pacing, guys, this would be like your first action montage in a movie where like your character realizes like, well, I'm in trouble. Like I've got to go find Andrew here. And then they like go and they like, you know, shoot a guy up there and then like get in a car and then like the driver is trying to kill them or whatever. And so they like choke him out and one of those kind of action scenes where it literally is getting you from point A to point B, because we find Emma in Italy still on the trail of Shaw and the rest of the Hellfire Club. As you can see here, they've tracked her down. They send, I forget what these, do you remember what they're called? I forget what these goons are called. I know they're the Hellfire. Do they have a name? Or are they just Hellfire goons?
They do have a name, but I'll be honest, I do not remember what it is.
I can never, ever remember what these guys specifically are.
Because they're that insignificant.
Yeah.
They just do not show up often enough, or at least haven't in a long time,
and like,
for me to remember what the heck they're called.
And they are literally cannon fodder to like Doombot. Like there's, or no, we've seen Doombots have like personalities and like be characters. Not these guys. Like they're always just masked dude in the back. Like that's what they are. But yeah, we get this amazing opening where Emma is... So first I wanted to acknowledge this page because Emma is asleep, but she's having a nightmare. And she's kind of thinking back to the lowest moments in her life. Her dad, shunting her aside. Storm, condemning her as evil for... I forget where this was. It was after she was Emma was already trying to, or like she had gone like good, but nobody believed her yet, and she did. I forget what it was, but I see it. We get her, being teased at school, and one of the things why I wanted to point this one out is that in the upper right corner, it's actually the preacher or the senator from God Love Man Kills, the graphic novel, and I was like, whoa. Cool.
I did notice that.
Look at that. Good deep cut. This is
a very deep cut, but
this is like what we want Sophie Campbell to do with her knowledge.
X-Men history. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool, but as we progress, the goons, they try to put a inhibitor collar on Emma to drug her, to get her out of there. She wakes up. She starts being a badass. She immediately fries their mind. She starts she's like, "All right, I'm just going to get out of here." This is a good detail because she's sort of like in the middle of the night, taken aback. She grabs like these slippers that she just bought that are like fuzzy, like not going out shoes at all. Like these are what you wear. Yeah. Like very much slippers, like Legally Blonde style slippers, right? Like they're just gaudy, audacious. But she starts making her way, and this rules because we see Emma use her powers of like psychicness and in different ways than is just like, I hit you with a psychic blast, or I changed your mind, because she gets
a lot of people. Something I want to really interject.
Of course,
a lot of people, and to be fair, you can't really fault them for confusing it. Like they mix up the different types of psychic powers in the Marvel universe, especially with regards to different X-Men, and the capabilities between characters like Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
Jean Grey and Emma Frost. Jean Grey, her telepathic powers are pretty unrivaled. However, that's with regards to like moving things and controlling things in a physical matter, rather than like controlling someone else's mind. Charles Xavier is better than Jean at that. And Jean, in the comics, has basically said to Charles's face, mentally, that she could melt his brain.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Like, she's kind of top tier when it comes to, like, directly controlling and manipulating somebody's mind. It doesn't get higher than Charles and Emma.
Yeah, it's Charles and Emma.
When it comes to physically moving things,
Phoenix is like,
Jean is about as top as it gets.
She's closer to like a Doc Manhattan than she is an outright like a telepath. Like, she turned that guy into a star and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to address this.
Past that so quickly. Yeah, seriously.
But so Emma, using her telepathy, as Andrew just explained, she goes to the airport. She gets a ticket, but she convinces like everybody at the airport that she has a ticket for every single flight. Like that
every
is
single flight that's leaving within the next hour.
And so everybody's like, what the hell is going on? Like, how are you like how is she outmaneuvering us? Like, shut it down, whatever. And it's like she's literally one step ahead. They're like, shut down the airport. It shuts down, but her plane just like takes off into the sky. And we learned that she is going to Hong Kong, and she's going to Hong Kong because she's looking for another ally she has in the Hellfire Club, because obviously she wants to get to the bottom of this, survive.
Or an ally she thinks she has.
Who she thinks she has, because...
I do want to scoop back briefly just for a second. So while she was still on the flight, and she has that conversation with the little girl, who's running away.
I was going to come back to this one, but yeah, let's hit it now.
Oh, this one she's on... Oh, yeah, she is on the boat.
She's on a boat, yeah.
You're right. Yeah. So she's already in Hong Kong. She's on this boat, and there's this little girl who's talking to her. She thinks she's a movie star because, I mean, it's Emma, so she's gorgeous, obviously. She could be...
And I mean, like, blonde white woman in the middle of, like, Hong Kong.
Yeah, in the middle of Hong Kong.
What the hell are you doing
like,
here?
Yeah, why are you here? You don't belong here. This little girl is running away from home, right? And there's... What I like about this interaction that she has with Emma is that it does give that little hint into the fact Emma is like, she can go full cold-hearted bitch mode, but she does have a heart. Well, like, and she wants this girl to have like the best possible chances for success in her life, and she's no, like, don't run away, like, don't, like, stay in school, like, you've got a future. Right. And you can see the compassion in Emma in this scene.
See, yeah, no, 100%. And like to me, it's, yes, she says like, oh, you can, be a, like stay in school. But to me, it's the compassion for Emma comes from like all of that cold-heartedness is in service of like, she went through hell. She genuinely, like, she wants you to be like ready, but she doesn't want you to, like, she's not going to go super militant like Scott. Because she's like, but she does want better. So like what happens here is this little girl, she's like, I'm running away because the kids say I'm fat and ugly. And Emma's like, don't run away. Don't let them do that. You can be whatever you want. And that's like, that's Emma's way of like, that's like the right way to do it, right? Like, don't run away from those bullies. Say fuck off. And that little girl's going to be like, that'll set her up with confidence and be way better.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, there was a story years ago, back when she was dating Scott still, where, all the Xavier school lets out for Christmas, and everybody goes home except for one specific kid. I know
which story you're talking about right now.
His mutant power is like he like generates nightmares or something. So like he had a foster home, or like a home that was gonna sponsor him, I guess is what you call it. Like bring him in for the holiday, buy him presents, give him the experience, and then when school's back in, he goes back to Emma and Scott. And they call like Christmas Eve, or like the day, Christmas Eve, when they're all going home, and they're like, we don't want to take him. We're scared. And he's the only one there. And so he's like, Miss Frost, like, what's going to happen? And Scott starts going like, well, I don't think you, and she like zips him, and she's like, we're going to give you the best Christmas ever. And they go out, and she spends all the money on him. They go ice skating, into the movies or whatever. And it's just like, Emma knows Emma loves, like, she cares about the future more than just like, we have to be protected, like, ready, yada, yada, yada. Like, Emma wants better. Whereas, like, a Scott, he doesn't know if you can get better. Like he wants better, sure, but he's been so rocked, understandably, that he doesn't have faith in it anymore. But, yeah, this was an amazing Emma scene. I loved it so much. But so she gets into the Hellfire Club. She goes to look for her ally. And here, let me go to the big page here, because this is pretty good. Another moment of her using her telepathy, she gets attacked. All the thugs are coming out. Get her, get her, get her. I also liked, I don't know if you noticed this, Andrew, but the Hellfire goons here, they have their own like mask. Like, it's a variant because they're in Hong Kong. And I was like, oh, I like that. But Emma basically walks through the front door, and she has all these villains coming at her, but she like uses her mind. And I love that she does this to essentially make their body believe they're being hit by whatever they're being hit. So in this top panel, she goes, gamma clap.
Ants in your pants was the one that got me to laugh.
Mine is the Spider-Man one, because like so she's like, gamma claps, ants in your pants, and they all like start freaking out, hug it out, and they start hugging. Fire, so everybody starts running. I like the Spider-Man one because she goes thwip, and the guys think it's so real that their bodies just automatically like web up to like the wall, and they're like even though nothing hit them. So I was like, that's perfect. Like I really liked that one. But I didn't even think about this until now. That one I especially like, even though I think chronologically the scene wouldn't have happened until after this series, but that moment where Emma looks into Peter's mind. Oh, that's that's got to be way after. Yeah, because she's an X-Men-er already.
Yeah, this is way after that chronologically, but it kind of like made me smile thinking about that. Right?
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. Like, oh, what does she say? What is that line she drops on him? Like, it's like, you're a good person or something?
You were just a child.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Like, thank you for everything you do. And that's then she kisses him on the cheek.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's such a... I forget when that happens, but I love that moment. It's got to be probably around like
post
Schism.
House of M.
Yeah, it's got to... Yeah, exactly. Post-House, pre-Schism, probably in that weird little area they were in. But
that early mid-2000s pocket.
Where actually that's the vampire pocket. That's the Utopia San Francisco pocket. That was really, really boring. But from there, Emma finally meets I really like this because she goes like she goes up the elevator, meets this giant brute, and she goes, I can't read your mind. Like, what's going on? And he's like, you can't read my thoughts because I've only got one. My boss doesn't like being disturbed. I was like, dude, I kind of like that. Like, that's fucking cool. Like,
that was a nice little momentary foil.
Yeah, momentary foil.
Emphasis on momentary, though.
Yeah, because then she busts out her adamantium claws from issue 1, scratches him. They have like toxins on them. He's out. Very, very easy. But from there, she meets her Hellfire contact, who has sort of that same power of that kid I was talking about. He can like generate your nightmares, basically, almost like Hotaru over in Uncanny, right?
A little bit,
almost. But so it's really cool because right here he does the thing where he's like, leave Emma, blah, 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 and Emma's like, what the hell? Like, no, this doesn't scare me.
But then, you think you're fooling?
But then he's like, okay, you think you're like such a hot shot, and he starts like he transforms into Madeline Pryor, or who I guess is technically Jean in this one, and Emma starts getting shaken up, and even the villain is like, I don't know who she is, but she gets to you. Like, see, you have a weakness. And then, turns into her dad, and it gets to her. Like, this is showing that Emma, she's strong, but she's not, like Andrew said, like, she's not infallible. She's not perfect. And in fact, she's only saved because the Hellfire guy's mom goes like, knock it off. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this is disrespectful. Like, you... And Emma's like, yeah, he owes me a favor, and I'm coming to, and I love it because then the mom's like, you owe her a favor? And he's like, but mom, and she's like, absolutely, like, do it now. Like, this is dishonor. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So he goes, and he's basically like, all right, I'm going to set you up with like a new identity. Let me go take care of all of that. Emma has this really sweet moment with the grandma where she's like, there's this talking, like, how do you know my son? What do you think is going on? Da 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 da. And it ends with the grandma going like, Emma's basically like, why did you do this? Like, why did you help me? And she's
why'd
like,
you help me? Yeah.
And she's like, because I see like the struggle, like I see myself in you, but she's also like, you're a psychic, right? And Emma's like, yeah. She's like, okay, I'm helping you because I want you to do this for me. And I've actually I can't think of another instance where like this specific use of like psychic power has been used. I'm sure it has, but like
it's possible that it has, but at least off the top of my head, I can't think of one.
But basically the grandma goes like, I'm dying. I want, like, if I do this favor for you, will you help me by like making me like remember my husband? Like, let me see him again. Like basically like give me a false memory. Like, she knows it's false, so it's like, I guess better, but like she just wants to see her husband again. So Emma's like, okay. And the old lady even goes like, by the way, I also know my son. Like, you're being betrayed. So the old lady like helps her get out, and unfortunately that's where we leave. We don't really know where we're going next. Emma's headed to New York. Don't really know. Like, is she gonna go fight Shaw? Is she gonna go do more like manipulations? We don't know. But
I'm interested because this is what, a 5-parter?
I want to say 5.
I think
I'm not entirely positive anymore. You know, these days that they'll jump.
Yeah. Yeah. But I really liked this issue. So far, this series has just been solid, and it's been giving me, it's not like it's the most amazing thing in the world, but it's giving me enough like genuinely solid Emma moments. And not just 1 or 2, but like a lot throughout each issue, to where I'm like, all right, I'm getting my fix. Like, this isn't me feeling like, hey, I've got Emma in a panel for a 26-page issue book.
Do you remember,
like, man, like, what the hell?
So this is written by a new writer. Her name's Amy Chu. Do you remember so this book gives me a lot of Venomous vibes, like the Sliver Black Widow stuff, the symbiote story that Erica Schultz did back during Venom War, because that was sort of the similar thing where Erica was giving she was making a story that was in canon but didn't necessarily have direct things to do, and she like understood the core of who the characters were, like who Natasha was and who Sliver was. Like that, there's that whole it really was like that whole the training issue where they're like inside the mind, and it's like go up against Jessica, go up against Hawkeye, go up against Cap, and like that just showed, like that was the thing that like you and I were like, Erica Schultz, this is somebody to look out. Like, she's good. Like, this is really good, and I'm getting a lot of that.
She clearly knew her stuff.
Exactly, and that's what I'm getting here. Like, I made that joke when we opened the issue about, you know, the God Love Man Kills preacher being there, and I was like, that's what we want to see from Sophie Campbell, and that's kind of, you know, I want to re-hit that because this is sort of the difference, right? Sophie Campbell, the Supergirl writer, she knows her stuff, but she's really just bringing it up and going like, see this? Like, you know this? Yeah.
And then
and then you know this? Yeah. And then, you know,
she doesn't know how to take, at least from what we've seen thus far, she doesn't know how to take this Supergirl lore that she clearly knows things from, even deep cut lore things from, and apply that into a coherent narrative and a coherent story. Whereas in this case, and in the case of like when we were talking about Venomous, like these people not only know these deeper cut lore bits, but they also have the skill to be able to implement them into a coherent story. And make it not feel like you're just saying, hey, here's this thing. Okay, we're moving on to the next thing.
It's linking it into a coherent story, and also like knowing all that so that you can do something new, right? Like Chu here, she knows all of Emma, but instead of just rehashing like, remember when she was in Hellfire, or remember when she wore that costume, she's going, remember like how powerful she can be. Remember how like she used to have to manipulate through the Hellfire Club. Like, she knows.
While
like,
also not doing the thing that's a super tempting thing, I think, for readers or writers, when we're doing these like stories that are slotted in between older works, right? Older things in the chronology. It's easy to fall into the trap of wanting to introduce like scale or new powers that is like, okay, yeah, but we didn't see anything like that out of her like until either decades later or just haven't yet, right? And it's like, well, now we have a continuity issue here. Whereas with the Emma Frost White Queen miniseries, we're seeing implementation of powers we know that Emma already had, and it's not scaled beyond what we knew her to be capable of at the time. It's believable in that it slots well into the chronology. And that takes discipline as a writer, because naturally, like, especially if you're, you know, maybe Amy Chu is a gigantic Emma Frost fan, right? And so she wants to make her look as cool as possible and do all these cool things with her. That takes restraint.
Yeah.
As a writer, to be able to say, okay, I would love to be able to do all crazy things with this character, but I still need to respect the character and their history such that this story still slots properly within the kind of space of time it's supposed to take
Right.
place within, right? And then maybe down the line, I'll get blessed with the opportunity to write this character in a more modern setting, right? A present day setting when it comes to like the comics chronology, and then maybe I can introduce some new cool things that I've got rattling around in my head.
Right. Like
That
let
takes
me
restraint.
establish myself, and then maybe I'll get the chance to introduce a new villain or a new power or what have you.
That takes restraint and respect, and for her ability thus far to be able to do that, I respect her.
It's a good book, guys. Definitely, if you're an Emma fan, check it out either right now or wait for the trade. We're only 2 issues out from the end, and Marvel's pretty good about collecting things, so it'll probably be out around Christmas time. So hey,
I would guess.
Get yourself a Saki stuffer.
A white Christmas.
Look at that! Look at that, Marvel! You cheeky bastards! But yeah,
love it.
That's
I get it.
I think that's
get
it. Duh. And they're probably gonna do like another like the direct market cover versus like the real market cover, and it'll be fantastic. Maybe it'll be the Feng Yang one. But where do you want to go from there? So that's Emma, still solid, still enjoying it. We'll let you guys know what happens when she gets to New York. But until we do, where do you want to go here? Do you want to stay Marvel? Do you want to go DC?
I want to end with. We'll end with Ultimate.
All right.
Let's quick hit Superman. I'm going to take a leak. I will be right
cool.
back. But let's quick hit Superman. So while you pull that up,
I can launch that off. I can get us into the
right
story.
back.
And yeah, as Andrew goes, we'll say goodbye to Emma. And we'll hop over here to Superman number 29. Mark Waid, or no, not Mark Waid, Joshua Williamson and Dan Mora back at it again. If you guys have been keeping up with the story or watching us here on Foil Variant, you'll know that right now in the Superman book, the story is basically we're kind of coming to our first meeting of the absolute and regular DC universes, where recently we've been seeing Clark getting, attacked by the absolute legion of superheroes who are dark side corrupted and thus evil. We've seen him reached out to by the Time Trapper, who is actually like a futuristic version of Doomsday, who, if you guys remember, Doomsday's whole thing is that he evolves, like he constantly evolves to beat Superman. So that future version, he's like small and skinny, but that's because like he developed his mind to win whatever fight was happening. But anyway, we drop in here, and if you guys remember last issue, we got an unexpected visitor. As Clark was going through to the absolute universe to confront what was happening with this Legion, he got dropped off in another universe by Time Trapper. And it just so happened to be the universe of Superboy fucking Prime. If you guys don't remember who Superboy Prime is, go back and read Infinite Crisis. It's a great book. But essentially, Superboy Prime came from a world that was just like ours, like this real world, except he was a superhero. He was the only superhero. But everything, all of our comic books, all of our movies, just like the real world, just like a guy you would see yesterday or like on the street, but it's Superman. His world was erased during Infinite Crisis. He got recruited by the evil Alexander Luthor to help restore the multiverse. Unfortunately, Luthor was tricking him, and he really just wanted to destroy the multiverse out of revenge. Superboy kind of has this moment of crisis in his head where, he didn't know that he was being a villain. He only wanted to aspire to be Superman. He freaks out, and in the resulting chaos, he kills a bunch of Teen Titans and ends up being stopped by the Flashes. They have to run. They put him into the Speed Force.
Trap him into the Speed Force.
And they kind of dump him out of there for a little while. And so that's where Infinite Crisis wraps up. Bart emerges from the Speed Force. Superboy Prime is left in there. Fast forward a few years to the Sinestro Corps War, where Superboy Prime is rescued from the Speed Force. I forget how, but the Anti-Monitor basically, or Sinestro recruits him into the Sinestro War, or into the Sinestro Corps. And so he becomes one of their big hitters along with the Anti-Monitor. Obviously gets beaten there. And that's one of the more raw. Do you remember how that ended? Because it's pretty intense, where the Lanterns, you know, win the Sinestro Corps War, save Coast City. They all go, what the hell are we gonna do with Superboy Prime? Like
I don't actually remember much about Sinestro War.
So what they do is they take him to a red sun and they build a giant science cell, right? Like the OA like prison cells.
Yeah.
They have it constant, so they drop it into the core of that red sun, and they put an entire perimeter of 24/7 lanterns at all times to like keep watch on him. And they're like, and so he ends Sinestro Corps War in that prison going like, I'll find my way out. Da 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 da. We fast forward a couple years. I don't even actually remember. Oh, Death Metal. That's where he actually comes back.
Death Metal was the last time that we saw him, and I think the next time we saw him from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Sinestro Corps War was New 52, and then we didn't see him again until Death Metal, and it was near the end of Death Metal.
Yep.
And he showed up and he face turned, which was kind of felt like it was out of the blue, but I was here for it.
It was kind of out of the blue. That's the. Go ahead. Let me formulate this thought. Go ahead. Hold on. Let me formulate what I was going to
say. I was about to say, like, it initially felt like it was out of the blue, but then I was like, okay, so like a lot of times you hear about people who have been like in prison for an extended period of time, and it changes them like on a fundamental level. When you start having to just sit there with yourself and with your actions and with the consequences of those actions for such an extended period of time.
Yeah.
A lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times you'll have people that's like, they have a genuine change of heart because they had to actually sit there and look at themselves and look at how they got to where they are now. It's like, why am I in the position that I am now? Okay, so it was all this crap that I did.
Like I did this, I was blah blah blah. Like I was wrong.
Yeah,
yada yada.
And so when I looked at it in that light through that lens, I was like, okay, all right, you know, I could kind of see that, you know.
Yeah.
And I was happy to see him kind of face turn there as well.
I was too.
Because it's weird for me. I know that like the evil Superman or evil Superman like archetype is like a super popular thing right now still, even after how many years are we removed from Injustice?
Oh god, like, Injustice, fucking Justice League with the nightmare ending.
Oh yeah, shoot, even that, right? But like all of that to say that like I'm really over that trope of like, oh, what if we made the most powerful archetype evil? Okay. Congratulations. You're super unique and new.
Right. See, that's why. So I've always like we were talking earlier, you said you didn't really like Superboy Prime until he made his heel turn in Dark Knight's Metal. I've always liked him from the jump in that Infinite Crisis era. And
I thought he was a good villain for Infinite Crisis for sure. I just hated him. He was still a good villain, but I hated him.
See, I liked him, and good villain, and I liked him. But and then when he got this armor, like when he showed back up with the in Sinestro Corps War with this armor, I was like, that's fucking cool. Like I can't deny that.
Was cool.
Like that's just
a good
cool.
Look. It's a good look. But I like also that it's more the classic, like super old Superman symbol with the black.
Yeah, I like that too. I really like that. But as you and I were sort of talking about before the show, to me, why I've never actually slotted him, because like you brought up your point about like I'm over evil Superman, and it was funny because you said that, and I've never ever considered him in that same pot, because every other evil Superman has been like, here's just, you know, what if he kills? What if he was a Nazi? What if he was blank? This was like kind of more realistic. Like he was a guy in our universe and he got tricked and he panicked and he like freaked out, but he did wrong and he like spiraled. But it was sort of like, what happens if you, we've talked about this before with like otherworld Supermans and stuff, but like when we were talking about the compact comic for Superman Batman, like,
yeah,
Cal is Cal. Like there's a reason that Earth Prime Cal is like the center of everything. Why Dr. Manhattan restores the universe around him in Doomsday Clock. And it is all that specific. It is Jor-El, it is Laura, it is Martha, it is John, it is Pete, it is Lon. Like it's all of that stuff. And so like it's interesting to see like obviously he doesn't have that because he's just from, the only difference is like he's not in a world of superheroes, but there's something missing there that
he's
is
just
not
kind
our
of from
Clark.
our world,
right?
More or less.
And so like this feels, and I hate him now because of everything, but like this is probably the most apt comparison. He's more of a Homelander, right? Like he's like he wants to be good, but he'll go about it in just like the most asshole-ish way possible. If push comes to shove, sure, he'll be a superhero, but as we'll get into, you can't really rely on his loyalty. So he's always been this sort of genuine wild card. Like you'd never know, is he good for real this time? Is he bad for real this time? So as with the last issue, we ended on the page of him showing up. Is he going to be good this time? And we, as we explain here with Time Trapper and Superboy Prime, yeah, he's the only one who can have the who can help Superman win this out. And we learn that he's
at least what we're told by Time Trapper. He says like, this is literally your only shot.
Yep. And it turns out that it is sort of like he drops in with Superboy Prime. And for those who don't know, oh, I'm glad I turned to this page when I did this.
It was a great page.
I love this page. So Superboy
Prime is actually stupid OP.
He's really OP because if you guys don't know, he in Infinite Crisis, he literally breaks the, like he punches out of comics, like he punches the fourth wall into our world technically, and that shattering shatters the multiverse back into existence. Like that is how so to that end, if you don't know him, he actually can break the fourth wall. He is very aware that he is in like a comic book. He doesn't go about it the Deadpool way. He doesn't go about like, haha, this is so silly. He's kind of like, honestly, it would be like if one of us got in a comic book, right? Like, all right, I'm a comic book hero. Like, don't worry, like Superman, I'm going to go save them. Like, what? You're going to get hurt. Like, I'm a hero. Like, don't worry. I can't get hurt.
My favorite line in this issue was, let's get Silver Age.
Yeah. So
or however it is that he says.
It's right here. So what's happening is they go, all right, we got to, or Superboy Prime goes, to stop all of this, to stop Darkseid, to stop the Absolute Universe, we got to save Booster Gold. And Superman goes, who the fuck is Booster Gold? Because if you guys remember, at the start of All In, when Darkseid died, Booster like went to investigate the weird tear that happened when Darkseid exploded, got shunted into the Absolute Universe where he's being held by the Legion. Apparently, that just erased him from everybody's memory. I don't think we've mentioned that. Like, that's been mentioned before.
I think this is the first time it's been mentioned.
But I was like, oh, that sucks. Like, that's interesting. That's harrowing. But Superboy Prime, knowing the fourth wall, he's like, oh, don't worry. Like he's the best hero. Like, we're going to go find him. I love this because he goes, all right, well, let's take a shortcut. Like, we don't need to wait the 4,000 years or whatever and find like transportation.
And also time travel is technically illegal. And so the time stream is being watched.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's what Time Trapper says. He's like, we're being watched. Like he even leaves. Time Trapper's like, I can only drop you here. I got to go, which we'll see. I think if we have time, we'll get into it. But, so Superboy Prime goes, yeah, let's just take a shortcut. And he starts punching time and space, dude, as he tells, Superman. And he, this place isn't even real. It's some pocket universe or something. And he looks over to Clark and he just goes, come on, get Silver Age with me. And that's
an amazing line.
It's a
because
really
it was in the
good
Silver
line.
Age that you had so much stupid crap like
where
that
you just
happening.
Did whatever. Because remember, guys, back in the Silver Age, until very late in the game, up until like the 60s, comics were just fun shit you got at the
they were shooting from the hip.
It was really just, can you make me a Spectre story? Okay, what does he do? He kills the lion god. Okay, fine, fuck it, run it. Right? Like, like that's how they used to do it back in the day. So yeah, just the idea. So essentially he's going, let's break the panels and go out and be wacky. And he's pointing to the Silver Age as it. And I love this page so much. Just he's punching the universe again. He's going, let's get Silver Age. And they do. It's pretty great. They start essentially, like, Superboy Prime just like punches his way through various DC comics and like gets us caught up to current continuity. Because if you guys have a chance and you like take a look at all of this swirl here, you can see there are panels from the death of Jason Todd. There is Red Sun Superman. There is Diana from New Frontier. There is the gender swapped Titans from, I can't believe we didn't talk about this, Andrew, but you remember like right after our two arcs in Superman Batman, the next one is them like getting shunted across like various multiverses, and one of them they go to is a gender swap one, and they have Super Lad instead of Supergirl. And I was like, how did we not bring that up? I can't. It's literally the next issue after that arc. And I was like, come on.
That is the next arc, isn't it? Because gosh, that run actually went for a really long time. Like there were several really good arcs in it.
There was a lot in that time travel or like that universe hopping run. But yeah, so they're there. The Tiny Titans are there. Surprisingly, and I'll do this later, Andrew. I'll send it to you. Immortal Batman's on here. Like the Toku Batman that just came out this week. He's on this.
Oh, what the hell?
I'll show you. But it's all these moments. He's like punching up. Like he's just getting to the current time from where that pocket universe was created. He's going super Silver Age. It's pretty damn great. And
that's amazing.
And so I loved this bit. He Superman's like, why are you being so casual? Because he's like, hell yeah, like let's go, Silver Age. And he's like, why are you so okay with this? And he goes, dude, I know how this ends. Like, I've already read the story. We're going to get there. We're going to find Booster. We're going to get in a fight with the Legion. They're going to get us on our like back foot. And at the last second, we're going to be saved by 3 different Legions from different like timelines. It's going to be fine. Like, it's going to be great. Let's just go do it. And then they finally get to the time. And it is just, everybody is fucking dead.
Everyone's
the Legion
dead.
is already wiped out. And even Superboy,
they did not win that fight.
Superboy Prime even knows it. He's like, trust me, it's going to be epic. And he's like genuinely stunned. And we land and we're like, what the hell is going on here? They don't know. It basically, Superboy Prime just goes like, it has to be your time. Like whatever's happening that Time Trapper wants us to stop, it caused this. This isn't supposed to happen. And so, they meet up with the Legion. They're just trying to get, what the hell is happening. We learn that this is what we were talking about the other week. And I kind of think this is the best way they could have done it, Andrew, like honest to God. If you guys remember a couple weeks back, we were talking about Absolute Superman and how there was an upcoming arc where Brainiac was going to be Absolute Brainiac was going to be abducted from Absolute Universe by like our Brainiacs. At the time we don't know what that is. But that launched into one of our typical conversations about like, don't cross them over yet, please, for the love of God. So this is that crossover. It is literally this one page. It is in the future. And like, I think this is, they just said like, he was in the war. We captured him. We looked at his brain. There's no like getting into the nitty gritty. There's no, that Brainiac starts talking about his plans or recruiting anybody. It's just like, boom, boom. And I'm like,
yeah, okay, they didn't go too crazy with it.
And I was like, okay, I'm on board with this one, even though I still don't like it. I'm more on board with this one. I loved this. You read the JSA run, right? Like Jeff Johns's back in like 2005.
Oh, 2005. Yeah.
This is that Starman, that crazy Starman who was like, like kind of like Invader Zim, right? Who's just like, oh boy, like I love ice cream because his mind was scrambled. But now like, we haven't seen him in ages, and now he's like coherent. He's scared. Like that's how serious this is. Like it was so bad that it snapped him back into like sanity. And so Clark is like, all right, you know what? Doesn't matter. We're gonna reunite. I'm here. Prime's here. We'll lead you. Let's go fight. And so they start going. They're making their way towards Brainiac's or Darkseid's stronghold, the Legion stronghold. They realize they have a shapeshifter in their midst who transforms, starts killing all the other Legion members who are still alive. And as Clark, starts losing it, starts fighting back for everybody, they get to Booster Gold, and Booster's like, oh my God, like you're here to rescue me. And like that, it seems like we won, right? Like, okay, we beat them back. We've got Booster. Prime is waiting for us. And at the last second, the Legion, like the full Absolute Legion shows up, and they're like, we're not letting you go anywhere. And so, Clark's like, I'm Clark, I'm going to fight you. And as he like goes to fight, he gets immediately blasted in the back by Superboy Prime, who in this final page just goes, you know what? If you can't beat him, join him. So to what Andrew and I were saying, like with that wild card, that's what makes this, like, to me, that's what made this issue so good. And like,
because neither of us are certain whether or not, like, is this a true heel turn,
which is
or is
so
that
good?
because Time Trapper told us that like Superboy Prime is our only shot here, you know, and he was talking like he wants to really do the right thing.
But then we go to the future and we see that what was supposed to happen according to Superboy is all fucked. So like now we're completely off the rails. Not only
now we're on the back foot.
Not only in terms of our storyline are we on the back foot, but like this applies to all of Superboy Prime. We don't get villains like this often, guys. Like genuine back and forth where you genuinely do not know, will he be good? Like there's no status quo for him. It's genuinely kind of nuts. So anytime he shows up, I go, oh, like what could happen? Anything can happen at this point, literally. And sometimes it works out well. Sometimes it gets, you know, bad and everything becomes canon. But I'm hoping this one turns out well because Dan Mora kills it on art. Like just Dan Mora, Superboy Prime.
His work is so good on
all I've ever wanted. Like this is so insane. And I want more of it. And I want more of like the Silver Aginess. And mostly like, I just want this page, like make this a print. Like I want with the bubbles and everything. Like it's so good.
That's a great page.
Punching time and space, dude. Like, hell yeah. Like, I'm gonna like let me read this because the way he describes this is exactly how we probably come off to you guys in just describing like recapping like what happened in a book. What are you doing? Punching time and space, dude. The time stream is being watched, so we need to take a different route to get to the 31st century. This place isn't even real. Some pocket universe or blah blah blah. Easy peasy. Come on, get Silver Age with me. Like. It rules. I don't know. I've got a weird spot for Superboy Prime. This book is really good so far. I know that we're leading up to DCKO.
This book was like moving super slow early on.
It really was.
But it really picked up in these last couple of issues. Which makes me happy because now I feel like I've got a couple of good Superman books to look forward to each month because I've also been really enjoying Superman Unlimited.
I have too. That's sort of I know we haven't talked about it past like the first issue, maybe the second
probably,
one.
Yeah, I think we only really talked about the first one.
Yeah, I think so. But it's still just like a solid, like you pick it up.
Yeah, it's just a solid
one-shot.
book.
It's like a one-shot story. Fun, great. Like I like Slott again. Slott he knows what he's doing. He just more often than not needs to get off of the internet and actually
get off the internet. Stop getting in your own way.
Seriously. And stop brain swapping characters. We're tired of it. But that's Superman. I don't really know if I have anything else left to say on Superman. You got anything you want to add? I think we kind of hit most
issue.
of it.
I'm excited to see where it goes beyond like DCKO inevitable stuff. I'm really not looking forward to that. But right now I'm just enjoying the story that's being told.
Yeah, no, I'm super on board. I think this is so good actually. Like I'm going to open myself to taking DCKO one book at a time, right? Like,
fair enough.
I'm not on board yet, but with what Williamson's doing here with Superman and Prime and the Legion, like, I'll be one at a time.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, all right, that's Superman. Also, I love that he has like the Superman like Richard Donner movie poster like in the background.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's great. It's fantastic. But yeah, that's Superman. Where should we jump from there? What do you want to hit next?
Let's hit Justice League before hitting Ultimate Spider-Man.
I was going to say that because like it's kind of linked. And theoretically, Justice League is still kind of a quick hit.
Kind of, yeah. So we can spend a little bit more time delving into Ultimate.
For sure. So, Justice League Unlimited. Oh, gosh. I should have said this before I set up the book, but you said a second ago, like, it was weird. Superman was, like, slow for a while, and I agreed with you. While you, like, kept talking, I had this thought. I was like, what was it? There was something, like, because the All-In saga for Superman started off really fast and strong, and it was like, whoa, this rules. With like the Lois stuff, Superwoman, the initial like time trapper appearance, and then it got slow, and then like I was reading this issue, like stuff started happening, and I'm like, why was this book slow too? And I was just about to tell everybody like, all right, yeah, this book's been slow. It was that We Are Yesterday crap. Like whatever that was going through all of those books, and I feel like that put a break on everything, even though nothing really happened in that event. Like, really at all. So I don't know. Like, maybe again, I don't think that thing needed to be like 8 parts. That thing could have easily been 2, 4 if you really wanted to stretch it out. But I think that rocked the pacing for these books for a long time. But thankfully, we're out of that valley. We are back into actual storytelling from Williamson over on Superman, and Waid here on Justice League Unlimited. So this actually does, as I was saying, pick up from Superman, where Time Trapper leaves Superman with Superboy Prime. They go off on their adventure. Time Trapper, meanwhile, starts falling through the time stream and gets attacked by the Absolute Legion, who are just kind of like, we're going to put an end to you. Stop messing with us. There was I got to highlight on this page, a little heartbreaking for me, because I love Mon-El, and it looks like Mon-El got the same absolute treatment. So we have like evil Mon-El now, and I'm just like, oh, that's gonna be bad for Clark whenever that finally like comes to pass. But Mon-El rockets through the chest of Time Trapper. Time Trapper is like, if I'm gonna live, there's only one place I can go. So he warps into the Justice League Watchtower. As he warps in, he is just like radiating energy. Nobody has any idea kind of what's going on. They know that they need to save him. So I liked this, even though I don't really know what it meant, but it was Wally. Wally gets like hit by the Time Trapper's energy, and like
he gets hit by like this weird temporal chronal energy that like momentarily ages him super far.
Well, he says here, you go near him, you'll be attacked by time itself. And I was like, like, I don't know what any implication this might have as far as like canon we know or anything, but like if Waid can pull something off, might be cool. Be cool. I'm not entirely like on board yet, but might be cool. So yeah, Time Trapper lands in the Justice League Watchtower. They scrambled, like, we got to save his life. Like, what are we going to do? They tap Mr. Terrific to not Mr. Terrific. They tap Niles Calder, who is the Doom Patrol like founder, Professor Xavier, and he's like, he knows alien biology, so he gives John links his mind to Metamorpho, so Metamorpho can start doing like very intricate alien surgery, and it gets off and it starts going well enough, as much as you can in an emergency situation. But at the last second, a captured parademon explodes into a bunch of tiny little parademons. He was like a spider, like incubating them. And so all hell is breaking loose, and they're running amok on the space station, and Metamorpho is under pressure to save Time Trapper. Pretty basic, like just story beat. I don't really have anything much to say on that one. Do you, Andrew?
Not really. I mean, it was kind of like we were just trying to quickly move the plot forward, and get to where we were going. However, it was still well paced compared to some of the other Justice League Unlimited issues, because some of the that was a concern you and I have expressed on the show a number of times. There was like, man, like, why does it feel like Wade's dragging here?
Mm-hmm.
Like the story feels like it's being stretched out way further than necessary. And within the, I think, last 2 issues, I want to say, including this one, it feels like it's starting to actually move along, and we're getting somewhere. Obviously, we know now that they're going to be crossing over the Prime universe and the Absolute universe, which is a frustration that we both expressed. But the flip side of that is it also feels like they're starting to pick up the pacing a little bit in some of these other books, right? Like the Superman book, like Justice League Unlimited. And it's like, okay, so like there's a positive and a negative here.
Yeah, right.
We're getting some better pacing on these main universe books, but it's also
in service of like
towards, it's in service of this crossover that we really don't want. At least not yet. So I have no interest in this crossover.
I really don't. I like Batman's like new or Apocalypse like battle outfit that they've shown the art for. That looks cool. I just do not care about like,
it looks cool. It looks super similar to the absolute Batman.
It very much so. Well, it's very much similar to that one. And then, this is so obscure. Did you ever read the DC Fortnite crossover, like 0 Point? Because Bats has to like he like gets really tactical and like scrappy like costumes and stuff. So like I'll show you. It feels a lot like that. Okay. But anyway, so that's plot A. The B plot to this one is kind of it's a big setup. We find that Geoforce, Power Girl, and this new hero who's been here since like the Shadow War, Beast World stuff like 2 or 3 years ago, Cadejos. And Captain Atom. They respond to like an emergency in like Brazil, and all of a sudden the like planet's core starts like exploding, and they have no idea what's going on. They think it might be a fire pit, like for an apocalypse fire pit. So they're like, all right, we got to go in and get to the bottom of this. That's kind of where we leave. Like there's not a lot to it here. All I really want to highlight is like, we get Dan Mora Power Girl, and we haven't gotten Dan Mora Power Girl a lot. That makes me happy. But Dan Mora Power Girl is like chef's kiss. Like this is what you were made for, my friend. But yeah. I think there is a C or a C beat, I think, and I think this was probably the more interesting thing to actually talk about. Basically, we have the Trinity meeting in, they do this a lot, and I like that they keep this up, where like when they have a Justice League, these three will have their own sort of like status report meetings because they are Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
I was gonna say, they're still the Trinity.
Like they're still the Trinity. Here, they are basically meeting to talk about Airwave, and they're going, we need to have better vetting on the League, because how did that happen? And of course, Batman wants to be way too clinical about it. He's like, I want to run background checks on everybody. I want to make an algorithm to run through Red Tornado that like picks specifically like what we need. Clark is like, you need to like breathe. We're not going to run background checks on the members who are already on the team. Like that's not what we're going to do. And so they're coming to a head, and Diana's she's doing her thing. She's like, there's a middle ground. Like we got to like be able to like set that aside and move forward. Doesn't really work between the two of them. And like, at least like it comes to a head with Batman telling Clark, like, you're too trusting. And then Clark hits him back with, didn't you give Jason Todd a Robin costume? And that's when Wonder Woman has to be like, whoa!
Diana's like, okay, let's calm down. It's like, don't bring up Jason.
Like,
though I will say that line hit harder before Jason came back.
That's 1,000%, and is still constantly around everywhere.
That line hit a lot harder back in, like, say, Brad Meltzer's Justice League.
Yep.
Than it does now, because Jason Todd has been alive and back for
a decade and a half
time. Right. Like he's
and he's been in video games, and he's been in Titans. Like, there's no Mystique here anymore. He's fine.
I get it. Like he was still he was still ultimately a failure in that, but still, like, it doesn't hit the same now that he's alive.
It's kind of like, you can feel bad about if Andrew let me borrow his car and I wrecked his car, and it's like, I feel absolutely awful about that, and I need to learn, and like, yes, it should reflect on me forever. And then like 3 years or like 2 years later, he rolls up and he's like, oh yeah, the exact same car. Like, it's fine. And in fact, if you hit it, it's just going to like reinflate. Okay, I feel bad that I was like reckless, but now I don't feel that bad because you had another one like sitting around. Like, what am I beating myself up for? So, yeah, I really love this exchange because it's classic Batman. I'm very happy we're getting back to humanizing Clark. Like, ever since, James Gunn's Superman, this is something you and I talked about when we did Public Enemies and Supergirl, the Superman Batman. Like, he's God, essentially, or like he's God-ish, like godlike, like he's so powerful, but he's still like a guy. He's still just a human, and that's what, as he tells Lex, like, that's what makes me human. So him here, like, getting angry and taking an unnecessary swing, like, yeah, like, we don't expect that of Superman, and that's why it hits, right? And he's not like, oh, fuck you, Jason, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's natural. Like, it makes sense why he would, like, we can all understand that emotion where it boils up to us and we say one wrong thing. But, and like, yeah, to that end, I just want, like, I really love Diana because she does, like, everybody in this interaction is, like, perfectly them.
Diana was
like,
a diplomat there.
She was. Like, even there, she goes like, whoa, I simply propose we do better vetting. And it's like, yeah, thank you, Diana. Like, that's literally all we can do here. But, of course, knowing Batman, he goes to Red Tornado, and he's going to initiate a background check. So, more distrust of Batman, which we've kind of been over with Identity Crisis, Earth 3, or I mean Earth 2, the Tower of Babel, Grant Morrison's
Tower of
Justice
Babel,
League run. Like, we've been here, guys. But you better make it worthwhile, Wade. You've got me, like,
I was gonna say, because, like, this is a card that has been played. All right. We've seen this card played a number of times.
I want to see
what are you going to do this
different with it. Yeah, right. Exactly. But yeah, I think that's all there really is to this issue. Great Dan Mora art, great characterization by Wade. I guess we'll see what happens next. I'm less excited for the future of this than I am of Superman. But I'll check it out still. I'm still here. Let's see what you got. But all right, that is Justice League Unlimited. So normally we would have in a week, we would end with an Ultimate Spider-Man, but we do have a kind of a different book this week. What do you want to do, Andrew? Do you want to cover that, or do you want to cover Ultimate Spider-Man?
I think just by way of not a lot actually happens with Ultimate Spider-Man. It was really good. I mean, but it was a lot of, like, there was no action. So I think that's something that we can, like, double up with the next issue, probably as a catch-up. Let's hit Immortal Batman, because that was super interesting. I didn't know what to expect with that book, and I wound up really enjoying it.
Yeah, this was actually pretty interesting, guys, and I was looking forward to this book coming out because, Immortal Legend Batman just dropped today, written by Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom, who were the writers on the Boom Power Rangers comics before they ended. And if you haven't read them, they are incredible comics. And I don't even mean
I've heard that they're really good, up through, like, what, Shattered Grid?
Yeah, pretty much you want to stop after Shattered Grid. But like, even for you, Andrew, I know you're not the biggest Power Rangers guy. You know Mighty Morphin. You love Tommy.
I love Mighty Morphin.
Yeah. Even, like, with that, you would still love this series because, like, it's just good comic books. Like, it's fantastic. So written by those two, drawn by our boy, or featuring cover work by our boy Dan Mora, who got his start drawing the Power Rangers comics. So, like, it's a kind of a Power Rangers reunion.
He's been doing more covers for Power Rangers lately too, I think.
Yeah, he's been they brought him back for Prime, like their new series, and he's been doing one cover a book for that. So again, I don't know if there's one Dan Mora or, like, a Matrix style, like, cloned. Field exactly of just, like,
I think he's basically
Dan's in pods, just like doodling all day. So this with that Power Rangers reference, it is it's relevant because Immortal Legend Batman here is actually a tokusatsu take on the Dark Knight.
Heavily tokusatsu inspired.
I mean, that was the goal when they were going in with it. Like, hey, we want to do for those who don't know, tokusatsu literally translates to special effects. It's a Japanese term. It describes everything because if you remember things like Godzilla or Power Rangers, right? It's all filmed with, like, real suits and props and Ultraman. So anything like that falls under tokusatsu. Super Sentai, Godzilla, Ultraman, Kamen Rider especially, which is probably where more Immortal Legend Batman takes its inspiration. So think of that sort of genre, transforming heroes and flashy effects and armor and mecha. Roll that together with the Dark Knight. That's what we got here. So, as Andrew said, he knew very little about this book going in. I obviously knew a lot about it because I'm a giant Toku guy. He's not. I was very excited for him to read this because I was going to see, like, obviously I have a way different, way more informed perspective. You're kind of more of the target.
In terms of the genre,
yeah, exactly. And you're more of the target, like, let's introduce this to, like, the American audience. So we got Immortal Batman, or Immortal Legend Batman. You did say you were surprised by it. You liked it. You didn't really know that much about it.
I genuinely enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had a good time with it. I still... So it's very clear that it takes place in a completely different universe, obviously.
Oh, yes.
But it utilizes characters still that we know. And the visuals for it were really cool. The pacing for it was solid. I do genuinely really like the designs for these Toku-inspired Batman and Nightwing and Robin suits. Like, they're really rad.
Really
I'm here
cool.
for it. I messaged you earlier after I finished reading it. I was like, I'm gonna have to add this one to my pull list. I don't know how many issues this is supposed to be, but I'm gonna add it.
I think
4. Really, only 4. Okay.
And that's, I was gonna to that point this is actually the first in a long time. I don't know if you noticed this, but check out what's in that upper right corner. This is our first actual Elseworlds in like years.
It's actually straight up called Elseworlds. So like there have been plenty of books that have come out that have technically been Elseworlds books.
The one that I was thinking of, the Dark Knight, or what is it? White Knight. The Sean Gordon Murphy stuff.
But this is straight up calling it that. We haven't had that logo on there, that label.
Which is
in a hot minute.
You know, whether that is DC coming to their senses, or this is because more of the James Gunn DCU push, because Gunn has been using that term for like the Joker 2 or the Batman and the Batman 2. Like, he calls those Elseworlds. So maybe it's that. Either way, it's back, and I think that's probably why it's so short, because A, Elseworlds, B, admittedly, unfortunately, like, Toku is still very foreign to like Western audiences.
It's still very much an Eastern audience thing primarily.
And unfortunately, Power Rangers did, I would say, a little more damage than help to like the genre and everything, because now, at least in the West, because now you try to go like, oh, I love Kamen Rider, I love this, and people go, you mean like Power Rangers? And they think it's dumb. They go, oh yeah, it's cheesy, it's blah blah blah, when like it's not. But because
it's a lot more serious in its original Japanese form than it is in its translated Western format. Like the Sentai is like a lot more serious than Power Rangers.
Like by far.
When I was watching Mighty Morphin as a kid, whatever 6 or 7 years old, 5, 6, 7, like it was deliberately dumbed down for my age bracket compared to the emotional storytelling that's done in Super Sentai and things like Kamen Rider and all of that, like in the East.
Like, I wish we could treat our kids with that level of like respect and like, yeah, the world sucks, but also like have fun. We're incapable of it here in the West. But obviously over the last couple years, the Toku genre has been making more inroads over here. You know, the Shin movies, Shin Godzilla, Ultraman, Kamen Rider did fantastic over here. Power Rangers has been getting more attention. Not all of it good, but more people are like seeing it. James Gunn, for whatever your opinion on it might be, he has been out there talking about like, I would love to see more of this. By name, he goes out and gives like interviews like, I want to see more Kamen Rider. There's definitely a place for it here. So it's growing, and you can see why we probably, got to this project. But thankfully, as Andrew said, this is a good project. This isn't just, we threw it together. This is, at least in this first issue, I get a lot of that mashup satisfaction that I got out of TMNT Naruto, where it's like, everybody understands what they're doing here. Okay. Like nobody came in here like, oh, anime is dumb or Toku's dumb. Everybody is like, I love all this. Let's respect it. Let's go. So it's fun. So let's get into it. Essentially, as Andrew said, this takes place in a completely different universe. It's our Elseworld. It is a world or universe where or like humans live on planets, right? Like it's interplanetary. Instead of going to like a city, you go to a planet. Like Gotham here is an entire planet rather than just a city. So we open on Blue Shift here, crash landing on this random planet. And like, I'm sorry, like that's all I could think of this entire time. I was like, that's Blue Shift. Like with the red hair. Like, what the hell? First it's him. What are we doing here? So yeah. This guy crash lands. He's clearly being chased by the Batman, and Batman is just like an unrelenting monster. breaking through like stone walls, grabs him. The guy's like freaking out. He's like, well, I thought you only hunted monsters. And Batman goes, yes, I am. So tell me, where is Bruce Wayne? We fast forward. We find that the scenario we're in is on this planet, there is a mine and people are being like ripped to shreds by something and nobody knows what's going on. Nobody's asking for money, just random senseless killings. So what is this? Mayor Dent and Sheriff Wayne both are called in to investigate. So they get to the crime scene. They're looking into everything. And as they agree to, we'll look into it, they get taken by surprise by the Batman. And he attacks them and he basically tells them, I'm hunting for a murderer. These murders started as soon as Bruce Wayne landed on this planet. It's got to be Bruce Wayne. I'm going to kill him. Give him to me. So kind of like our Batman, he isn't really talking. He's just like, let me get him. Like, I'm going to kill him. And he starts like throwing like explosive batarangs at him and swooping in and just causing a bunch of chaos. So they flee. And then we get this awesome shot where they're like, all right, we're cruising out of here. And they look in the rearview mirror and the Immortal Batman is still flying right behind him, just coming up on the
art
rear.
is really freaking dynamic.
I'm loving it's super dynamic. I love this art. So he latches on. They, big truck chase, flat tire happens, eventually standoff. And so basically Batman is like, I'm going to kill Bruce Wayne. Bruce is like, it's not me. And then when they're at this like moment, the standoff, Bruce walks up to him and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I am the killer. Like, I am the one who's been doing this. Like, guess what? Like, you're never going to be able to prove that either. Like, I'm a shapeshifter. Get bent. I am Bruce Wayne. What are you going to do about it? Nobody will believe you. And he goes, all right, I can prove it. And he like untransforms, dude.
Yeah. I was like, oh shoot, he just revealed his secret identity. What are you doing?
But I kind of love that. I'm like, that is taking it out and like laying it on the table. Like, there's no getting out of this one, my friend. And so the monster lets his true form go, and he is the two-faced man. And Batman goes into, I don't know if you noticed this, but that panel 2, he like does his transformation, and he like puts it in front of his eyes. He's like, become the Knight. And he transform. And I was like, that's awesome. So
that's
badass. Fight ensues that is actually really well choreographed and really well drawn and all that. You guys know how hard it can be sometimes for like static artists to get action conveyed on a page. And it ultimately ends with, in classic Kamen Rider fashion, Batman puts the two-faced man down with his own rider kick. For those of you who don't follow Kamen Rider, this is his signature move ever since the 1970s. How, like, kids, give him your energy. What are we going to do? Flip into the air, drop kick him, rider kick, always blows up the enemy. Boom. Exactly what happened right here. Gave him its own name. Bat press, delivers the kick.
Yeah.
Shaboom. And Batman saves the civilians who are around, Dent, and I forget the other lady's name. I don't think she's actually anybody. But from there, she's like, Batman goes, like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm off to my next adventure. And he hops in his ship and he flies off into the night. So that's like the intro story, which I thought was really fun. Like, it just drops you in, gives you all the details you need, entices you, surprises you, and then kind of leaves you wanting more, like you and I always talk about, right? Like, he just gets in his ship. I don't know where he's going, but I want to know more. Like, I want to see what the heck all that was about. What is the
I'm adding this thing to my full list after this.
Which is so great. But to me, I loved the meat here that we get in these last like 5 pages.
The kind of like background stuff.
Yeah, I really like this.
That's the part that actually sold me. Like, I was like really on board with like, oh, this is a cool one-off issue.
Yeah,
like,
so was I. So was I.
You know how flashy it was. Like, that's my jam, right? But like, where was the meat? Like, where's the meat to the story that makes me care about this as like an alternate Elseworlds Batman story, right? And then we get it.
So, as we get into this origin story, it turns out that back in like the 22nd century, humanity finally became spacefaring. So we started making colonies. To do that, we took control of dark matter, and we started using that to bend space-time. But in doing that, we like unlocked a door to basically they call it like Shadow Earth, which is literally the opposite of us. So it's like humans exist to live and love and thrive. These things exist just to kill, just to destroy, just for evil. It's kind of like the Cancerverse from Marvel, but even more mindless. Like,
or honestly, it's not too dissimilar, at least thematically. Yeah, it's probably a mix of that, but I think thematically it also has some similarities to like the Dark Earths from the Dark Multiverse.
Oh man, there's probably going to be, that's our connection, right? Like they're made from the matter of the Dark Multiverse.
Oh, please, for the love of God, don't bring back the Batman Who Laughs. Leave him gone.
We're gonna get an event with him. You know, like next year, the year Who Laughs. Like they can't help themselves. He'll be back. What is it, like the Marvel movies? Like the Batman Who Laughs will return. But so those are the enemies. That's what the Two-Faced Man was. They're just like shape-shifting embodiments of evil. I really liked this because this is the same level of like toku storytelling, right? Like a lot of these tokusatsu shows, like even Godzilla, right? Like think about Mothra. How do we get Mothra? Two little girls can do like a dance and
twins.
summon this connection. Yeah, and it's like, what? Okay, but we accept it and we move on. And we don't have to sit there and be like, oh, in 1800, this disease made their brains bigger and it linked this, like that. There's a great Grant Morrison quote where he talks about like, kids are great at fiction because you tell them, here's the Batmobile, here's a man flying, and they just accept it and they roll with it. You tell it to like an adult and they go, well, how does he fly? Who's fixing the Batmobile? And it's like, these are irrelevant, like it doesn't matter. It's a story, like just whatever. And
not everything requires the most detailed breakdown. In fiction,
you can be
an explanation.
Very simple.
There's such
like
a thing as suspension of disbelief.
Exactly, and the more vague you are, the more the reader's mind can make its own logic to work with your scenario.
Our minds fill in the blanks.
Exactly.
Very frequently.
And like I just wanted to highlight this intro or like this origin for the aliens because like it's so classic Toku in the fact that like it takes a random like science thing, right? Here the story, aside from all the trappings, is humans manipulate dark matter to space travel, find different universe. Like that feels so
the
classic.
bare bones of it.
Like that feels so classic 70s comics, like everything. Just like bad guys existed. All right, let's go get them, right? Like it's great. So I'm really glad that they didn't try to go overt with it. And you know, this gives us that way to have like monster of the week and they can all blow up and die and we don't need to worry about them. But from there, we learned that in response to that invasion, they 3 warriors decided like we're gonna put an end to it, and they became the Immortal Legends. But to do so, the 3 of them could not decide on which path to take in being a hero, which I really like because if you can see in panel 3 down there, it's like they're harnessing like they're representing their energies with yin and yang, and you can see like one's got all white, one's got all black, and one's got like the inner circles moving together. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like that's what I'm talking about. But with that, we learned that we get 3 Immortal Legends: the Way of the Robin, the Way of the Bat, and the Way of the Nightwing. And the Robin, it is if you take up that mantle, you are embracing like the bright energy, the good in the universe. You're that white in the yin yang. If you go for Batman, you are embodying like the shadow, the fear, the black, right? Obviously. Oh my God, criminals I am the night. Criminals are a superstitious and cowardly lot. Pretty on point there. And then for Nightwing, she decided like, I'm going to use both. Like there's a way to like
somewhere in between.
Like I love the way that they wrote it too. Like soaring into the light in some moments and utilizing the terror of the dark in others. And I'm like, if that doesn't sound like Dick, like I don't know what does. Like that is perfectly what Nightwing is. So we get their original. We don't know who these are. These are like, you can probably all see like Nightwing's a woman. They're just like random legends.
Well,
they
name one of them, don't they?
Well, they name all 3 of them, but I don't know how much time has passed because that's the thing is like the mantles are passed down. So actually, Andrew might be right. Okay. So on this page, we learn about the identities of the current Immortal Legends, and it says like in each box, it's like this person passed it down to them. I kind of thought that there was way more time like in between it. Like the Immortal Legends were made pre-space flight, and that's on me. That's just me not paying attention. So I was like, maybe we, like, it's like Avatar, right? Like, there've been a bunch, and the ones we read about are just the recents. But I think you're right. Like I think you're right, because as we get to this page, we learned that currently the Way of the Robin is being occupied by Tim, who got the mantle passed down to him by Stephanie Brown. We have Dick being Nightwing, got the legend mantle from Harper Row, which, like, do you even remember her?
Dude, barely. I stared at that panel and I was blinking for a good 10 seconds. I was like, my God in heaven.
I went, no. Like, I went, oh my God, they're actually, like, referencing her again. For those who don't know, Harper Row, what was this? Was this, what era was that? Was that Rebirth? When like, Harper...
Yes?
I can't... Wait, Batgirl Burnside. That's New 52. So Harper must
Burnside was... Batgirl Burnside was early Rebirth. Or rather, it was like
that edge case. Yeah.
It was like right before the DC Rebirth line became the DC Universe line, or whatever the hell they called it afterwards.
DCU. Okay.
Yeah, that's whatever.
I hate that one so much. It's so bad. But for those who don't remember, Harper Row was the most recent attempt by DC to add a new Bat family member, like even after Duke. And she was a girl who lived in the slums, who was super poor, but she was a hacker and she took care of her brother. And she was kind of like, you took every Robin's origin story and threw it into like one. Like, she goes out,
throw
like,
all the Robins into a blender.
Kind of, where it's like, oh, she's very talented and like family oriented. Dick, she's got a really troubled past and she goes more criminal than, you know, Batman would like. Jason, she goes out of her way to be like, I want to prove myself to you, Batman, so I can be on your team. That's what Dick did. And it's like, she was just like very much annoying, right? Like she's like a Marvel Now character. Like, she was made of that same, like, let's get representation.
She was made of that cloth.
Yeah, exactly. And she was so bad that, like, she's been gone. Like, not even like in spreads or alternate covers.
Just gone completely.
And so, like, I read that and I was like, no, like, really? Like, bold strategy. Let's see how it works out for them. Like, whoa.
Cotton.
Yeah, bold strategy, Cotton. I was like, woof. All right, let's see that. And then, so yeah, Stephanie Brown to Tim, Harper Row to Dick, and then the mysterious narrator to Bruce gave the Way of the Bat. We don't know who. I feel like it might be Roz, because like it talks about like you know, like, he came to me. He was training his, like, right here. He was determined to prove me wrong. He traveled the galaxy, honing his body and mind in extremities even I could scarcely endure. Eventually, I relented, and for several years, he did indeed serve humanity well alongside his fellow legends. It's like,
the red cloaks also make me think Azrael.
See, that's what I was going to ask you that too. It's like, or is it Azrael? And
so it could be, because they're already throwing curveballs at us, right? Like,
I know.
We're not taking this in terms of, like, you know, the people who passed it down to the current people are people that came before what we would expect in the Prime universe, right?
Yeah.
They're turning on its head. Stephanie Brown came long after, you know, the other Robins, right? And so, like, we're kind of bouncing all around here. Like, we don't necessarily know what to expect. And so I looked at this and I was like, okay, so I could see the demon's head, right? I could see Roz, but at the same time, like, if they're making visual choices here very deliberately, like the red cloak, I see the red cloak and I immediately think Azrael.
So that's a good point. And like, I got that red, but then right now, as you were like, I didn't think that, like, I thought maybe Azrael, I leaned more towards Roz. As you were giving me your theory, I like read these panel, like his dialogue a little bit. And he talks a lot about, like, after this, he had the wrath and the drive required of a good candidate. But he would be too soft on the responsibility. Like, that sounds like Azrael. Like, Roz wasn't about responsibility and like a mission. He's just power. Like this is how you become the man who rules the world. And yeah, maybe we could be onto something. And that jazzes me because I just like his armor. Like I love Azrael's armor. Yeah. Like it's the coolest fucking thing.
Azrael's armor's cool, and Azbat's kind of got a really unique look to it. Like it's cool.
Yeah, right. Like so,
and maybe there's a little bit of nostalgia there because that was I was a kid.
Exactly. That was technically, guys. Azrael was our Batman, and Cyborg Superman was our Superman. Yeah. Like, so yeah, we ultimately don't know who the previous Immortal Batman was, but it could be Ra's, it could be Al Ghul. We don't know, but we do learn that he is basically telling this new person, going like, Bruce gave up his job to protecting us from the aliens. You need to go get him and kill him and take the mantle. And they go, this is your job, Tommy Elliott. And Hush. And I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, so they're throwing curveballs all over the place here. So I don't know exactly what to expect, but I do think we might be onto something. Dog's barking like he pays bills around here.
Oh man.
I do feel like we're onto something maybe with the Azrael bit.
Which I'm here for.
Which I think would be a cool twist. That'd be a cool twist to me. I would prefer that, not just because it would prove us right, but I would prefer that over Ra's, because if Ra's is used,
it's just okay,
right?
It's Ra's. It's the same reaction we would have if the shadow villain at the end of this book turns out to be Joker. Like, okay, really? Like,
watch me flip my desk live on air, right? Like, not interested.
I'm gonna
give me something a little more thoughtful than that.
I'm gonna go snap all of my Kamen Rider DVDs. I'm gonna delete my Fortnite account with my Power Rangers. I won't, but
you definitely
won't
do that.
It was funny for the bit, damn it. But yeah, guys, that is Immortal Batman. So far, off to a really, really good start.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, just even genre or character recommendations aside, if you're just looking for sort of a fun sci-fi adventure, check this one out. Like,
yeah, I would say that as well. Like, give it a shot.
And
even if you only read the first issue,
and you can get Zephyr's first appearance. Like, this is
Zephyr's first appearance in DC Comics. Because there can only be one redhead in the world, apparently.
Only one redheaded speedster. You have to copy from each other, right? So you clearly copied from Wally, and now they're clearly copying from you. That's the only way it can go.
This is right down to the white coloring here, on the outfit.
I'm not gonna I am joking 100%, guys, but I did flip this page and go wait, holy shit, it's Zephyr, what the hell? And that little joke I had where it's everybody accuses you of ripping off Wally. Well, now look at what they're doing. That was my first thought. It was incredible. So, Immortal Batman, great book. Pick it up if you can find it anywhere. I know that it's been it's out in my shop, it's out at your shop. I think you have it on Midtown, but pick it up.
I ordered it off of or I'm ordering
Golden
it's
Apple.
actually in my cart right now off Golden Apple.
Also a good
$10.
Still worth it.
Yeah, still I would say still worth it, but if you can find it in your shop for MSRP, do it.
Snag it up as fast as you can. But I think that's all I have to say about the book. Anything you want to add?
That's all I got, man. I was glad that I read it. I'm genuinely happy with the book so far. It was a lot of fun. I'm willing to toss this. If this is just a 4-parter, even if it was a 5 or a 6-parter mini, I'm tossing this into my pull list.
That's all. That's what we love to hear over here. Book recommendations and adding things to your pull list. It's very rare that we've added books to our pull list. We mostly take them off.
I was going to say we do.
X-Men and Psylocke and X-Men proper. And, oh boy, someday we'll be able to say no to Amazing, but someday.
Yeah. One of these days.
But I think that's all I have. How about you this week, Andrew?
That's all I got. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. This was a fun week for comics.
Absolutely. Lots of good surprises, lots of enjoyable moments, both dark and impactful, and then just generally cool. I would honestly say, guys, even with Superboy Prime and even with Toku and even with Kyle getting back to his White Lantern ring, those are 3 things for me. I surprisingly probably like that Emma fight the most this week, where she was doing her psychic stuff that. I really like that moment.
Issue 3 of Emma Frost White Queen made me very happy.
Yeah, I'm glad.
As an Emma fan, I was very happy.
Literally what I was about to say. It makes me happy just because it's good comics, but also you've needed a win as like an Emma fan for like, okay, you got one, a big one in Rivals, but putting that one aside, like comic book wise, the best we got was, again, that weird random X-Men one shot. The Xavier one, where he like goes into space, and that's just Emma going like, how fucking dare you like lie to us, and like is the only one who arrives to that meeting and is like, you have some explaining to do.
Yeah, that was basically it.
That's all she's gotten. So I'm glad, like I'm glad it's a good comic just because it's a good comic. I'm glad it's a really good comic for you, and I'm really glad all these covers are really good. DNA was a perfect choice for these covers.
Oh man, yeah, the covers are absolutely gorgeous. There's only been a couple of covers so far between the first 3 issues that I'm like, I'm good without that
like,
one.
I can pass on that.
The rest are just like absolute stunners, and I've grabbed all of them.
Like it's one-shotting you. They have the sniper bullet trained right on you. It's diamond coated.
I am their target audience.
But all right, guys, that's what we've got for this week. Andrew, you want to let the people know what you've got going on, what you've got to pre-order, everything he's about to mention. I did update in the links down below, so you know where to go. And I'll let you take it away. Whoops.
My boy Vaughn Coleman currently is in the last, I think, just over 3 days, so like 3.5 days of Phenomenova issue 3. He is just about to hit 11K on that campaign. If he hits 12K, everybody who orders, if I'm remembering correctly, gets a free trading card. That's a beautifully drawn trading card as well, added into their orders. Check that out. It's a fun story. I've read the first 2 issues and have supported the first 2 issues. He's a great guy. He loves comic books, and it comes through in his writing. It comes through in what he's doing. Check that out for sure. I have a short story now in Rippazine number 5 over at the Rippaverse. Blue Shift Tryouts is the name of the story. My character's name is Zephyr Arland. He is a young speedster except, and it is first day at a normal school, and he's going to have to find a way to navigate that amidst being an except. So how do you live a normal life while being exceptional in every single possible way you could imagine? Both of those things. I managed to get the longtime voice of Sonic the Hedgehog and Shadow the Hedgehog to voice my character, Jason Griffith, who's a good friend. Cool. He's a wonderful human being. So Sonic,
excuse me, motherfucker. Guys, this is an upgrade to his language that he just casually dropped on me. For the last like months, he's been like, it's really cool. I get to work with Sonic and Shadow's voice actor. And now he's going, good friend. Since what? Since when? What the hell? Bull crap.
Jason's a great guy. I'm very blessed to have him as part of this project. Edu Sousa does an amazing job on the art. He leans a little bit into the manga visuals for it. And I very deliberately poked him like, hey, man, like, I know you like manga as well. Like, lean into it in this panel. Lean into it in that panel. When you guys read it, you will notice there are little visual cues. They'd be like, oh, it's a manga thing. Like an actual manga thing, not just, oh, we made people's eyes
big. Oh, yeah, they're big.
Like, no, actual, like, subtle manga things that you would see, and it fits in the story, and I hope people have fun with it. Our fans have been incredibly gracious in the response to the design that I did. I designed his suit.
All you.
Oh wait, we crossed 40K.
That's what I was highlighting.
We crossed 40,000. We went up, what is it, 40.2? So we went up like $500 apparently during the course of our show. That's amazing. Thank you to everybody that has supported it. That's amazing.
And this is this is our regular like time show. That means like I don't know. That's more impressive that we got 500 in that.
That's awesome. Thank you everybody that supported it so far. I think we've got an amazing shirt, an amazing poster, and both covers look fantastic for this. Please give it some time. Give it the time of your day. Check it out. I think it's a fun story. And I hope people want more. Otherwise, I'll go back to just writing pigeons in our for the one-page little comic strips in our magazine. So you let me know if you guys pick it up, if you liked it, and you're like, yeah, give us more Zephyr. If you're like, stick with the pigeons, bro.
I feel like this is the exact same moment that happened in Scotty Young's career, where he was like, I could probably draw like regular like heroes, but if you guys want more of these mini Marvels, let me know what's up. And now never drawing another thing again, only mini Marvels.
Probably. Thank you so much everybody that supported us so far. Thanks for hanging out with us in the chat. We did announce that the definitive ISOM Ill-Advised collection is launching on Monday. So that's going to be ISOM 1 through 3 collected in both, well, I'm not going to say that, but collected in multiple formats. And it's going to be a great way to read the entire first arc of the character in one hit. So look forward to that. It's going to be a great time to jump in if you haven't checked out that book already. Otherwise, make sure you check out. Are you doing Good Mav Ugly this week? You didn't last week. I know you had other stuff coming up.
We had a lot of stuff on bounding. But we'll have Good Mav Ugly this week. So come hang out tomorrow on my YouTube channel. Who knows what we'll talk about? We'll just shoot the shit. But I'd love to have you. Don't also, because Andrew forgot, Horseman #2 is also up finally. Go get that. Chuck Dixon, not Joe Bennett. Oh yeah, it is Joe Bennett. So Joe Bennett.
Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett, our dynamic duo.
They're back at it again. So obviously, go check out that if you want. I know that there was a new episode of Control Z like the other day.
It was. We focused on the RIPPAVERSE. In fact, I dropped some information on my story that you won't find anywhere else as of yet. Exclusive
preview, and we're giving you the link right down below. Go check him out over there. You've also been on like a bunch of Rippa streams in general. So if you need an Andrew fix, go over to the RIPPAVERSE channel, hit play on any video that's not a commercial, and you'll probably see his handsome mug. Check out Good Mav Ugly, Bounding into Comics. I think that's really all I've got going on. Anything left for you, Andrew?
That's all I've got, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Until next week, go read Immortal Legend Batman. Go do it.
God bless and Godspeed.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics.
How's your comic book collection, Brody?
Oh, it's going good, but I've been...